Wow, this is really screwed up.
I'm gonna get mine. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown and you fool bitch. So just step back, or I'm mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll! You wanna roll with? I'm back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. For what people stay, they sway. For today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly dis, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, and you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
What's up, bro?
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with?
I have a lot of problems here. I just got them fixed, I think. Oh, man. I can't get Facebook to work, so I just gave Facebook the link. And I'll have to just... Hurtful. What do you need, headphones? Oh, yeah, I think your headphones are there. That's them? Is that them? Okay, make sure here.
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? 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 Who you wanna roll with?
Yeah, I thought you had the other headphones. Wasn't there was 4. Oh, there's 2 on the floor. Oh my God! All right, there's 2 headphones on the floor here. It's an absolute mess. I've been doing this for the last 2 hours, trying to fix it. So, hold on. Oh my God! There's a microphone on the floor. What a mess! Right here. What a mess!
Much better.
I tried to get a good shot too. I had to do updates. Oh, you can see my mixing board now. I had to do updates and all kinds of stuff. I can't see you though. Can you adjust that camera so we can see you a little bit more?
Should I sit in this intersection or should I be sitting in that intersection? Should I sit on the Avenue B or C?
You sit wherever you want, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta fix the green screen. It looks like again. But yeah, I gotta adjust this camera. Are you gonna? If you sit there, we have to fix it. We have to move you over.
Well, I'll probably sit here because the wires.
I can see you. I can kind of see you now. Can you see me? Kind of. I don't know.
Why don't I sit over on Avenue C then?
Well, do we have a green screen on Avenue C behind you there? I can't. I might have to adjust. I have to do a lot of adjustments. Yeah, this is a mess. Hold on. How's that? That's a better shot. No, you're fine. That's gonna just create more shit for me. More problems. Let's just fix this problem. It's not bad. I just can't see ourselves too much. So I have to go back a little bit further. All right, you know what? We had a good angle the other day. I want to get it in the intersection, you know?
Do you need me to move a camera?
What do you think? How's that look?
I can't really see from here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The church is in my way.
You know what? Here, here. How's that? Oh, geez. Now what? Are we off YouTube? Oh, God. I hope we're still on YouTube. Yeah, we're still on YouTube. Okay. This is this picture we got.
Your face is cut off.
I know. This is a mess.
What camera is that? Right up there?
That's that camera. So maybe you could just move it over to me a little bit. Just a touch. Yeah, you know what? And I can just move over here a little bit. That's better. I can deal with that. We're still in here. Are you still in here?
Yeah, did it move? I feel like there's more of me and less of you. I can go a little more to you.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit. Let's go. Right there. There it is. And I think you should be good too.
I think we'll both get a full head. Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. And we can still pass cars, and we can see what's going on with the
right
cars,
on.
Right? I can pass you a. Let's see. Oh yeah,
perfect. Okay, so I just stopped at Home Depot, and I was trying to get the same gauge, and I knew when I bought this that this was a little bit bigger. So I don't know if we'll use it or not, but
okay.
It's a little bit bigger.
All right, give me a minute here. I gotta do some sharing here. I'm a mess right now.
Me and Left Ear add into the city here. So we got some telephone pole wires that are new.
What else are we adding?
A couple more wires. There's a grass section that we have to add. Since last podcast, we added the sewers that are on 3 of the corners here on the intersection. Cleaned up a couple things that needed a little bit of work, a little maintenance. A little Department of Transportation work.
All right. So we got a few phone calls to make. I actually have a packed show here, believe it or not. We're going to call Chris Goldstein. We're going to call
right on.
Lance Scott in Texas.
Right on.
And Zoe Patchell from Delaware.
Cool.
So, yeah. And then Honeybee from Oregon.
Right on.
So, this is a lot of stuff going on here. Let me get to it. We're really a half hour behind.
Hey, ho, ho.
Oh, my God. So, let's start with Chris. I got to get Chris on the line. Let's see. Where is he? We got a lot going on. We're invited to the September 420 Fest.
Cool.
Which I'm excited about. Okay, which number do I call? I'm going to try this one since it's first. Please, phones work. My phone's better work.
No more technical difficulties, please.
Good God, please work.
This is the second podcast in a row where we're a hot mess in the beginning.
I don't think it's working. What's Lance showing us? Lance, please give me good news. Okay, he's got us on. We're working on YouTube. Hold on, Chris. I can't hear Chris. Great. That's just great. Hold on, Chris. I couldn't hear you. No. Hold on, I can hear you. Hold on, I gotta fix it.
Yeah, he can hear you.
Hold on.
We can't hear you.
I'm not prepared today. Chris, can you hear me?
Hey, all right, can you hear me?
Oh, jeez.
You can't hear me.
Hold on.
Now you can.
Not yet.
Now you can.
We can hear you, but we can't hear
The
you.
podcast can't hear you. Of course, this is the kind of show we're going to have here. All right, Chris, I could probably hear you now.
Can you really hear me now?
Now we hear you, Chris.
Yes, you really can hear me.
We can really
All
hear
right.
you.
I'm on a boat right now. I'm in the Chesapeake Bay. I'm sailing in the Chesapeake Bay as we speak. And that is what I'm doing right at this moment. What are you guys up to?
Wow.
Wow, not on a boat.
No, we're playing with little cars and
Here
stuff.
we're playing with cars, so we're having different
I'm
kinds of
gonna
fun.
I'm gonna send you some pictures right now of the boat and where I'm at here.
Cool.
I'll text them to you right now.
Having a good
Yeah,
time.
here we are. Well, it was a pretty sporty day out here on the Chesapeake Bay, actually. Here, I'll send you a video. But, yeah, it was kind of choppy, but we had to move the boat for maintenance up from Annapolis, and everything went great. But I also took a train today for the first time, like, out of 30th Street Station in a long time. And wore a mask the whole time, so the whole masking train was interesting. But, yeah. Other than that, this is a nice relief from Governor Carney in Delaware, and the Delaware legislature just totally dropping the ball on legalization this week. It was
Yes.
crazy.
Yep.
I think it's a tough fight, and it's weird because it mirrors a lot of what we've seen in Congress. Like, if we put legalization bills in front of the United States Congress, we might have a very similar outcome with this kind of stuff. Joe Biden would veto it, you know?
Uh-huh.
You know, you got to wonder about that. You know, what we saw in Delaware was not, I mean, certainly there was not a bunch of Republicans who were in favor for it. That never really sort of happens anymore. But it was infighting amongst the Democrats in Delaware that really lost us the fight down there. And the fact that the Democratic governor decided that he wanted to veto the bill. So it's pretty rough. You know, there's, and I hope everybody understands, we got a chance in New Jersey to vote on cannabis legalization as part of a constitutional amendment. Delaware is the only state, and when I mean the only state, I mean it's the only state in the whole country that can change the Constitution without a vote by the people. And that means that Delaware they don't have a ballot initiative process. There's no chance for voters to weigh in. So the fact that this veto took place and the legislature failed to override it, and many members who voted for legalization voted against the override. So it was just a really confusing outcome in general there in Delaware. But man, you know, you got to wonder if Joe Biden might do the same thing. If we pass a legalization bill in Congress, is Joe Biden just going to veto it? That would suck.
No, you bring up a good point.
Yeah, what's next for Delaware?
I got to say that they are in a constitutional crisis. Being the only state in the country that can't vote on legalization, and having the legislature and the governor fail. I mean, they tried 4 times. I mean, this was the fourth attempt, essentially, in the last 2 years. They've all had these near-miss votes. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes politicking going on down there. And if you recall, the only organized opposition to this was police unions and 4 of the 6 medical marijuana permit holders in Delaware, including Columbia Care. I mean, Columbia Care and their lobbyists took time to testify against a comprehensive legalization bill. So when you got your multi-billion-dollar multi-state operators against it and joining forces with the police union, it just didn't make it across the line. That is a really stinky picture of the opposition for legalization in 2022. That it's police unions and Columbia Care. That sucks.
You know, they're creating a new Jim Crow, and this new Jim Crow is actually a Jim Grow, and I'll explain why. When I was protesting outside of Scutari's office with my home grow sign, a lot of every black and brown person that came up to me says, "Why are you here? It's legal. It's legal." I said, "No, it's not legal to grow." And they literally, everybody to a person told me that, no, it's legal. They didn't know that we couldn't grow.
I know. It's a terrible, I understand the confusion, but I mean, you know, look, we got police in New Jersey cracking down on legacy operators too. And we have a lot of the industry cheering that kind of intervention. So yeah, we're in a weird transition moment for this. I don't know. I've seen the worst of politics in New Jersey and Delaware in the last few years. I mean, look, we endured the same thing in New Jersey. Do you remember all those times they had like cry wolf legislative sessions? Oh, we're voting on legalization, and everybody would show up in Trenton and be like, no, we're not going to vote today. And they did that for 4 years before we got the constitutional amendment done. So, yeah, but unless there's a way for voters to weigh in, you're asking what's next for Delaware. John Carney, the governor, is in office until 2025. So the options are either Delaware vastly changes its state constitution to allow ballot initiatives, which it doesn't, I mean, that'd be a bigger lift, I think, than cannabis legalization right now, or the legislature decides that they're going to endure the override or the vetoes, and they have a plan to override them at each step. Otherwise, I mean, if this is going to be the setup, Delaware is stuck until 2025. And we got polls above 60% of voters support the issue. It seems a silly place to be.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Hold on. Are you taking sail down? All right, here. Yeah. I'm going to talk to these guys while I do it. This is just a podcast, so I can help sail the boat, too.
Is that a hemp sale?
It's not CNN. Oh, that's what we need.
Open up. See that thing that says...
Open that all the way up. Keep going.
It is CNN. It's the Cannabis
All the
News
way,
Network.
All the way.
Boom. I like that.
Yeah, give it good motion. Pull. There you go. Keep the motion on it. There you go. Here, I'll tail it.
He knows he loves. He knows we love this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't step on their glass.
Ready?
Trim the poop deck.
Here we go. Yes. Pull her off. 1, 2. Give me a little slack. Slack the other line.
Fashion ye timbers. Whatever they say.
All right, want to pull it back out and put it away again?
Just a little.
All right, we're going to pull it out and put it in again.
Pull it
Ew.
out and put it in
Yeah,
again.
go
Oh my
ahead.
God.
I'm being extra funny with these guys on the podcast for what we're doing. We're pulling it out.
You
put
pull it
in
out and
again,
put it
guys.
in again.
Faster.
All right, so you pull it out on your end.
Just keep it in.
Pull out in.
Just keep it in,
I
Chris.
put it in, you pull it out. Yeah, I know. Wow. I know. All right, you ready? All right, here we go.
You just keep it in.
All right, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. How's that?
What did you pull
One
out?
more?
Does this happen on
All right,
CNN?
close that.
Are you
Yep,
pulling
close
out
that
or push it
jammer.
in?
All the way down on the jammer. There you go. Let me know when you're ready for the main. I'll help out. Okay. Yeah, we're all right, guys. You just witnessed putting away the jib and all the double entendres that go with it on a boat.
The old push and pull.
Push and pull. There's so many double entendres on a boat. So many double entendres.
So
All
wait,
right.
when I say the cut of your jib, is that what that means? I like the cut of your jib.
The cut of your jib means how your sail is trimmed, and you are correct. When somebody walks up to you and says, I like the cut of your jib, it means your sails are well trimmed.
You got a
And
sexy
I
jib
do
cut.
think that main sheet should go under the
That's one
jib sheet.
sexy jib cut you got there.
That's a sexy jib.
I just like the trim.
So, yeah,
Head scratch.
and there we are. Are you guys trimming your jib, like, while I talk on the phone with you, or what?
Yeah, there's a couple different meanings that jib has.
Because I just put my jib away. I mean, you heard me put my jib away, so,
Yeah, some guy pissed me off the other day. I wanted to punch him in his jib.
yeah. My jib went in and out before I had to put it in and away, in and out twice there. You heard the whole thing. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a choppy day out here, but we really made great time. We had to move a catamaran from Annapolis, Maryland, up to the Sassafras River, which is in northern Chesapeake. And then we're going to move the same boat at the end of the month from Maryland to Bar Harbor, Maine, which is like 600-mile trip.
Right on.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and with the price of diesel, we're really trying to refine our sailing skills because sailing is the way to go.
This is true. I love sailing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, $7 a gallon for diesel. I got to tell you how many boats are not in the water this year.
Oh, I bet.
Marinas are full, and yeah, I don't know how. I mean, it's like $7 a gallon for diesel, $60 an eighth for medical marijuana, adult use marijuana. I'm sorry, $65 an eighth for that.
Yep.
$5 extra because of the adult was in front of it. So, I have seen some price relief in New Jersey. I don't know what you guys have seen. In Pennsylvania, they've got ounces of shake for like $80 or $100 now in the dispensaries. An ounce. And they don't have the same kind of purchase limits that they do in New Jersey, where it's like, X amount of ounces per month per person.
Well, we haven't seen any positive reflections with any sort of price decrease for medical. If anything, it just seems like there's some layers of recreation. Like I think I heard one of the dispensaries was selling a strain recreationally, but not medically. Thought that was weird.
I've seen that too. So essentially, sometimes it's called strain swapping. All of a sudden it disappears from the medical menu.
That's a dirty term.
And it was $45 an eighth on the medical menu, and it reappears on the adult use menu for $65 an eighth. So it's beautiful. I wish I was kidding. How about the fact that
see, that's bullshit.
Don't you guys remember there was a big recall of vape cartridges over in the Pennsylvania program, and then it almost coincided with them being allowed to sell a lot more concentrates in the New Jersey program. And, it's the same techniques. What Pennsylvania's Department of Health called into question wasn't as much the individual products as the entire process for manufacturing them was unsafe and was turning out products that were thus unsafe. So, I don't know, same brand right across the river. Call me crazy, but I think they're probably using the same techniques. So, that is difficult too. And those prices are through the roof. I track the flour prices because that's sort of the base product, the beef stock in the kitchen, as it were.
Right.
But the concentrates, the vape pens, they are exponentially more expensive. And you're right. I mean, I think that since adult use came in, especially the vape carts and stuff have seen a lot of strain swapping on the menus and also maintained an extremely high price.
Yeah, things have just gotten worse on the medical side of things. Nothing's gotten better.
Well, I think things are going to get better eventually, but I don't think it's going to get better in the short term. I think that these guys are going to milk the market, the limited market, for every single penny that they can. Whichever ones are sending X amount of dollars back to Russia, we don't know, all that kind of great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think about, I put this up as sort of a exasperated kind of thing on Twitter the other day, but it is the kind of interesting truth. The Eagles did a $100 gun buyback the other day where they're, is that an accidental jibe happening up there? That's another thing that can happen on a boat is an accidental jibe. So the Eagles did a $100 per gun buyback the other day, and I suggested that if we offered 1 pound of marijuana to a person to take a single firearm out of circulation, that we would have pretty good participation in that kind of gun buyback. I bet people would go out and buy a gun just to get the pound of weed, which I'm okay with. Anything to get a gun out of circulation. So I think, what do you guys think of that kind of aggressive? I mean, we don't have enough money really to buy all the guns and ammunition in America back, but we do have the capability to grow enough marijuana to trade for them back. That's my notion.
It's a great idea.
I like that, but I'd like to go get a gun, but I can't because I'm a medical cannabis patient. So I think I want to apply for a license just to see myself get denied because these
No, you do what every American does.
And you just
encounter a government official. You lie.
Yeah.
Lie and lie and lie. And if you're not lying and you're telling the truth, because really the only form that you need to fill out that a medical marijuana patient might have a problem with, any little form that they might fill out, there's only one little form. And honestly, if you're using the product legally, you can answer correctly on the form in a way that will acquire you a firearm. That's
Sure.
what most people do.
Sure.
Does that make any sense?
Yes.
I'm not a lawyer, but sometimes I'm around them enough that I start speaking lawyer, and it gets a little weird.
No, it does make sense. I would imagine that the approach that you just spoke of, Lefty, was more of an approach to bring awareness and illuminate the issues surrounding trying to be upfront and do everything by the books.
Well, and even if you did do it by the book, medical marijuana patient disclosure, and I can't emphasize this enough because most of us are activists, and honestly, when people find the benefits of cannabis, they want to tell other people about it. But disclosing that you're a medical marijuana patient with the legal situations of today isn't necessarily the correct thing to do in every situation. Sometimes favoring privacy is better than favoring disclosure. And I don't think it's lying to be private. And keeping some things private, like especially medical things, is a time-honored American tradition. You know, just ask Franklin Delano Roosevelt or John Kennedy. They kept lots of medical stuff private. But that's my point. I don't think that every patient, like when you're applying for a firearm or a job, or if you're doing something like that, I don't think that you need to tell anybody. And I think that you can legally keep it private, and I think that you're well within your rights to do so. Like in Pennsylvania, they have a zero tolerance per se DUI policy. So if a cop pulls you over in Pennsylvania, don't start disclosing that you're a registered New Jersey medical marijuana patient. It's not going to get you out of anything. It's going to get you in more trouble.
That's right.
So like when you're applying for the firearm, yeah, I see doing it as an activist and trying to say, hey, I'm a medical marijuana patient trying to get a gun. But if you really are a medical marijuana patient trying to get a gun, you can fill out those forms appropriately, correctly, and honestly, and be fine. Many Americans do.
Okay. Yeah, I won't lie. I'll just I'll fill it out correctly. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Now, are you arming the wheelchair? Is that why you're getting a gun? Or are you like putting it on
I
the
hope
wheelchair?
that's a,
like
I hope that's a
mounting it?
yes. I hope that's a yes,
I
Lefty.
think you should mount it to the wheelchair like a Gatling gun on the back that comes
Yes.
out.
Yes.
I have
yes,
a right.
Chris. Yes,
I have
Chris.
a right to that. Yes.
Yep.
I'm a Quaker, so I'm not into gun ownership generally. I think guns should be. I think bullets. It's funny, you know, we've all spent 25 years listening to politicians restrict marijuana in the name of the kids, right? It's all about the kids. Like, we made medical marijuana register dispensaries the way they are to protect the children, right?
The children.
So I think that, well, listen, I think that if they're serious about protecting children, we should take the medical marijuana model and apply it to firearms. It's very simple. I think that for bullets, I think that you should have to register to buy a bullet, any amount of bullets, and that there should only be 6 stores in New Jersey where bullets are available, and that bullets should cost $60 per 1/8 ounce of lead that's in the bullet. And I think that at that point, we have some viable control.
Excuse me, Chris. I'm passing weed to Mike in a pickup truck and sending it over, and now I'm sending him some papers in that same pickup truck so he can roll a joint.
That's very good.
On Avenue C.
I'm glad that you guys are remote control carring while I'm voting.
We figured this out.
Modern voting with the GPS is a lot like sort of like driving a remote control car on a virtual track in a lot of ways anyway, so.
Okay, a paper and a lighter was sent
Thank you, Lefty.
via truck.
Good for you guys.
What a fun set this is.
So what's going on with you guys? How are you guys?
We're looking forward to September at the what's it called? The 420 Fest?
Expo.
420 Expo. Yes.
In Edison, New Jersey.
I'm excited about that one.
Hey, we need vendors. So if anybody's interested in vending at the show, we're not doing any sales or gifting or anything like that. We're talking about glass blowers mainly and stuff like that.
Right. Do you have any discount coupons for vendors or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, actually, well, first of all, let's, outside of vendors, Friday night, which I believe is September 16th, Friday, September 16th, I hope I'm correct because I'm on the vote, is going to be free for medical marijuana patients from any state. Just bring your card to the door, and that's your entry. So free entry Friday night at the 420 Expo for all medical marijuana patients. That's in Edison, New Jersey, September 16th. And we're also going to have discounts on tickets for Saturday and Sunday, too. But Friday night will be completely free for patients. opening night. And we're also going to we're actually opening the doors at 5 o'clock on Friday, but for guys like you, you'll be there for the secret 420 smoke session on that Friday night, which is awesome.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
Yeah, it should be fun, man. You know, again, we have permission from the police department as well as the fire marshal to have a bring your own cannabis event. That means that, again, no sales or gifting there at the event. But we're assuming that New Jersey and New Yorkers have plenty of weed. They just don't have anywhere to go with it. So we're offering a place to go with your weed, sort of like a dog park for cannabis consumers. We hope that people will drop their grandparents off for the day, and you can sit and watch them have fun from the side if you want. It's kind of like the dog park.
Drop your grandparents off. Wow. That's a great idea. Listen up. That's a great idea. Take your grandparents to the expo. Take them to the 420 expo. Drop them off.
I'm trying to get Bobby Platshorn, Bobby Tuna, to come up and do his Silver Tour senior things at the expo. But I haven't booked that yet. That's a 50-50 shot. It's only on Bobby's schedule if we can get him up here. But, I hope to have a senior-friendly day, actually. I hope that Sunday I hope to turn into our senior-friendly day. But we're still working out the schedule for panels and entertainment, but we'll be able to release more of that information at the end of July once everything's booked. But, yeah, it should be fun. And you guys are one of the, we're making sure that activism and advocates are involved. We are giving a free booth to Sativa Cross, to Lehigh Valley Normal, Delaware Valley Normal, National Normal, so that advocates can have a presence there, too. It'll be fun.
Oh, I can't wait.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a good time in Edison, and hopefully we're going to do it again. This won't be the first time and the last time we do it. It'll be a recurring 420 Expo at the Edison Convention Center about every 6 months.
So who is helping you with this, and how did it get started?
Right. Well, it's an interesting little story. So, N.A. Poe, who you know, who is a very good sandwich maker.
The best.
Before he was doing sandwiches, he was making YouTube videos and stand-up comedy. And he got contracted by a convention, a love and sexuality convention called the Exotica Expo. And they hired him to do a video series called Wake and Bake. And Wake and Bake is N.A. Poe, and you can look at it. If you look up N.A. Poe Wake and Bake on YouTube, you'll find the videos. And he interviews very famous porn stars while they smoke a joint. And like Bella Danger, very famous, well-known adult entertainment stars. And so Poe did this series for Exotica, and it was very cool. It was actually really ahead of its time. This is like 4 years ago, more than probably now. And again, now adult entertainment is really like much more mainstream. And we're doing a little navigating here. And so anyway, they do the Exotica Expo in Edison every year, and they get like 25,000 people through this festival of love and sexuality. And they decided that they wanted to take their trade show experience and create a cannabis consumer show. They didn't want to do a business-to-business thing. They wanted me and Poe to help guide them a little bit on what would be the best kind of consumer experience. So that's what we're doing. We're going to have tons of food trucks there. Again, it's going to be BYOC. And it's kind of funny. We met with the Edison police, and we were like, hey, the law says that all of our attendees can come in with an ounce. And they're like, oh, no. No, the law says they can come in with 6 ounces. So that's, they're open. They're essentially welcoming the event with open arms. And they're welcoming a BYOC event up there.
Cool.
So that's a cool thing.
I work in Edison. That's good to know that the police are behind this.
All right, guys, I got to help navigate here in a minute. So are you going to be on for a bit? I can call you back in about half an hour.
Yeah, we might be available, sure. We might be doing our jib, too, at that point, so we'll let you know.
We're going to be cutting jibs.
We're cutting jibs, too,
All all right. I don't want to get involved with the cut of your jib, man. That's a very personal thing.
I
So,
understand. It
you
is.
know,
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it has to be admired from afar and close. So, you know. But, all right, I'll call you back in a half an hour. I'll see if you're cruising.
All right, brother.
All right, enjoy.
Thank you.
All right.
See ya.
Talk to you soon.
Chris Goldstein. That's good stuff.
Okay, I just pushed all the weed in the ends, and now we're going to pull it.
Oh, you pushed it in, and now you're gonna pull it out.
We're going to push and pull.
Push and pull.
So, yeah, I
Okay.
pushed, and now we're going to pull.
No, that's not a jib. That's a jawn.
This is Jean, yeah.
Or a doink.
This is a cut Jean.
Yeah. So pull in your doink. Push your doink in. Push it. Make sure your doink is nice and clean.
Okay, I pushed the end of the clean end of the doink.
All right. You got the doink poked. You poked your doink.
Poked my... I'm just trying to maintain composure. Just lost it for a second.
You poke your doink very well.
My doink. It messed with my head because doink is almost like a poke. It's almost like a poke word.
Doink is the best word ever.
Yes, it is. Amish style.
There's a couple things you got to fix on your end. I got people over here I got to fix. Can you fix Jeff?
A couple. I have
I got this guy I got to put against the wall here, because if we ever make these videos and we do a
It's gotta
slow-mo,
look nice.
It's gotta be
Right.
coherent.
Good
at least.
thinking.
You know, it has to be like stuff going. I mean, this is kind of we need more cars.
Yeah, she's doing a lean forward here.
She's doing the
Fetty lean.
Kensington
It's
lean.
a Fetty lean. Come on, get sober again. All right, now she cleaned her act up.
A little better. All right, that's better. All right, so okay, is it lit? Can you send it to me in a cop car so I can police chief?
Yeah.
I want a police chief. That's the greatest thing ever.
All right, so Lefty loves police chiefing. That's what, and I'll show anybody who hasn't seen what police chiefing is. You're gonna watch this.
It's the best. I don't have a camera.
First, I have to locate the Bayonne police car.
Oh. I
located it.
I have a shitty camera on me here. What's that all about? What happened there? Can you take that camera and put it down by you, maybe?
This one?
It's in a bad spot. Yeah. Yeah, I think that. And then angle it up. Can you see it? Shit, that looks terrible. See how? Let me show the people what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. This is my green screen. Look at that. That's a mess.
Whoa. How'd that happen?
I don't know. And I got to fix something else, too, so hold on. Oh, jeez. Chris Goldstein's not with us right now, so we'll take this name down.
What if I re-angle it up here?
I think lower is better, but I have to fix something on there. Hold on a second. Let me... Oh, jeez. Hold on. I'm in the weeds here. I'm in the weeds. Okay. Here. Say it right. Ignorance. Oh, God. I can't spell. I can't see. I can't spell. Now, look, you can see what I'm doing here. You can actually see me misspell things. Ignorance is no excuse. And then here's the number, 908-616-0682. 908-616-0682. Big dialing, people, be dialing. This show is interactive, and we can't do it without you.
Yeah, so give the number a call.
908-616-0682. 908-616-0682. Be dialing.
Be dialing.
Be dialing. We're going to give Lance Scott a call in a minute. Let me get that together.
Do we like the camera over here now, or do we?
Okay, let me check that. Yeah, let me fix all this before I get on a call. How does that look? Let's see. How does that look? I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. Yeah, let's angle it down. All right. That doesn't look too... Hey, you know what? That doesn't look too bad. Can you angle it up a little bit. Up a little. I got to fix that green screen. That's what it is. All right. Let me adjust the green screen here. I think there's not enough light, or is it too much light? Did that fix it? No. No, that made it better.
Yeah.
Did that fix? That fixed it.
That's actually good.
That's actually good right there.
That looks good.
Here, this is what we're looking at now. So Mikey's going to send me the... all right, I'm going to police chief this sucker right now.
All right.
Before we get on the call with Lance, I'm going to need to do some police chiefing. This is like one of my favorite things to do now.
All right, so I'm sliding the big fat
hold on.
doink.
I want to watch you. Hold on. Wait. Okay, here it is.
Sliding this big fat doink through the window.
Okay.
Smoking out the front seat of the cop car.
Okay, and then you're going to back
Look at
it
this
up.
thing. This thing hanging out of
Oh,
the
my God.
window.
Police chiefing.
Yes. Yes.
This is so much fun. You don't realize how much fun this is.
Yeah, I don't think people understand. I don't.
And the hot box that occurs
create.
after.
Yeah. We just totally police chiefing.
Gratuitously chiefing. Let it hit the camera.
Look how hot. It's so hot. It's so hot box. You see the hot boxing that's going on?
Oh my God! Yes.
This is great.
Wait, put it back down in front of the camera like that. That looks cool. Oh, it is. It's all fogged up. The windows are all foggy.
All fogged up in the front.
Hilarious. And you know what? I think cops can do that. If you take your vehicle home as an officer, and you have it for the weekend, can you police chief in your car? If you're off duty, if you just take the car home,
It's a good question.
Can you take the car home?
Yeah, is it the same as like using like police resources?
If you had a reason to take it home.
I mean, because it's your personal car. It's not like you're using like a database for like trying to find out like what the dude down the street was doing last night or something.
Oh, interesting. Police chiefing. Oh, wait. I want to see Mikey police chief. Hold on. There he is. Mikey's police chiefing now. There's the police chief. Chief chiefing. Yeah, we're mature. Hold on. Wait. That's it. Okay, that's a shot.
All right, here you go.
Yep.
Ooh.
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 I don't want to knock the head off.
Yeah. Then we'd have to sing the rodeo song.
Yeah, piss me off. Chiefing. Police chiefing.
Police chiefing taking
Police
place. The joint tastes better through the cop car.
It does. It has like a little filter.
It does. It does.
A filter of law and
Filter
order.
of legality surrounding this whole moment. That's what it represents. It represents the legality of cannabis. In 2022, cops can smoke. Mm-hmm. So this is very representative of what's taking place currently.
Mm-hmm. This does represent what's happening today in New Jersey. Cops can smoke cannabis legally.
Yep.
Off duty, of course.
Right. This represents off-duty police smoking.
Okay, where's All right, let's see if my phones work. They were working before. They're not working now. What's this? Oh, you know what I want to hear? All right. What do we got here? Okay. Let's see if this works. Nope, it's not working. Bluetooth. It says connected. You're making me crazy.
You're making me crazy.
Lance, can you hear me? Oh, hold on. My Bluetooth isn't. Hold on. There you go. All right, now it's working.
You've been car chiefing. That's why you got to do that.
Yes, sir. How are you, Lance?
What's up,
I'm
Lance?
good. Hey, on the chat, I signed into my kid's studio. So when you see Brendan Blaze, that's my son's. I'm in my son's studio.
Right on.
So I think if you check your messenger, Lefty, I sent you 2 pictures in Messenger. I think Facebook Messenger. I sent you 2 pictures of what the inside of what my studio looks
Oh, right on.
So remember how you asked me about that Zoom call?
Yes.
Yeah. So the 710 Zoom call. I mean, I have Zoom in the studio we can figure out how to attach me in. I'm interested in setting in, you know that. So,
I'm just adding your name here.
that's fine. Don't worry about that.
While doing some
You don't
heavy
need-
police chiefing.
While chiefing, I'm trying.
Well, Chief,
He was literally just chiefing that at that moment. He wasn't doing anything else.
You know what? There's literally 3 people watching.
Yeah, 3 people you could see. The rest of them are hidden.
Yeah, if they want to be hidden. Everybody knows that they can see you.
Oh, God. Look at this. Let's see, I got it right. Did I get it right now? I got it right. Got it right.
Yeah, and I gotta turn off my sound. I gotta mute my volume for you guys. Yeah.
Otherwise, you hear this.
No, it's not that. I'm leaning into the computer because I turn my volume all the way down, and then I hear it just kind of, there's a slight delay. I think that's funny. Hey, you're doing a good job on your little your recreation of downtown.
It's coming along.
It is. You know what? You set it up. It just sucks because when you do your remotes, you have to take all your equipment, right?
Yeah, we don't take the set.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. This table's permanent, but you need to take your computer, your mixer,
Yes.
all
Right.
that shit.
Yeah.
All that shit.
That's not so bad. This set would be crazy to move.
Yes.
No. That's permanent. That's permanent part of the studio. That's not going anywhere. You just have to take everything, and then you have to set everything back up when you come home. Except for these cars. You know, you don't have to set up the ambulance. I like that panel wagon right there, the little panel one, the Woody.
Yeah, we got
That
a lot
one's
of
funny.
different cool ones.
Dude, you got a Corvette sitting there too. Corvette, Woody,
Yep.
and there's a couple of Chevy trucks up there.
We got some great cars here, man. Yeah, the classics. Look at this.
That's a 49 Woody or something like that.
I'll tell you in a second.
That's a 60. That's like a 57 Corvette. That's a GTO. That's a GTO right
I
there.
think he's right. Check
He's
that.
right.
Check the blue one
He's
though. I
right.
think that's a '57 Corvette.
He's right. The 49 Woody. And he was right. 57 Chevy Corvette.
Yes. I love when people know
And
cars.
then that's the GTO. That's like a 6. That's the they call that the Fast and Furious one. I don't know what that. That's the Corvette.
This one here.
And then you
This one here.
that the black one. That's a not a GTO. That's the Charger.
Yes. What year?
Maybe 70, 69.
I love when people know cars. God. I don't know cars for nothing. I love when people can do that. All right, what is it?
Well, you know what?
Put that one in front of the camera.
Literally, my first vehicle that my dad gave me when I was 14. You see that red truck back there? See, show that red one that's parked.
That's the one that we passed
Yeah,
the
we
weed in.
passed weed in that one.
Bales of hay,
Bales-
bales of weed in the
that
back of
little
this
red
one.
My first truck in high school was a 57 Chevy truck. That's pretty close. That's not a 57. That's got a wraparound window. So that's a 56.
Check
Oh
the
my
date.
God.
Check the date.
My God.
That's a
Stop
56
it.
Chevy. You can
Stop
look
it.
underneath it. and I
Stop
bet you-
it.
Yeah, that's a 56 Chevy.
Lefty.
3100 step side.
It's a step side.
What?
It's a step side, but it's a 55.
Oh,
55.
so close. So close.
I can't believe you know these.
Man, you're
55,
good.
56.
Show him that-
55 and 56 look close.
Show him that black
So-
one.
My
And
God.
so put the
So
black one in
close.
front of the
This is
one
nuts.
right there.
Wait, here it is.
Yeah, that
Check
one.
all right, this one here.
What's that car, Lance?
Dude, we have a new game. Name that car.
Name that car.
Oh, that's a Porsche. I don't know what year that Porsche is, but that looks like a GT3 RS.
It's definitely a
But
Porsche.
that's a Porsche. That's a Porsche 911, and it looks like it's a GT3 RS.
It's, I believe, a
Yeah,
911.
GT2 RS, and it
Oh,
says
it's a 2 RS. They have it a GT3 RS now. That's what it's. That's like the race ready Porsche right there.
this doesn't have a year.
So then, but no, it's the number. Porsche 911 GTR2. It's a 2 RS. So by going back, you can look what year that was. You just have to look it up.
All right, Lance, we got one more I want to show you here. Here's a yellow
Wow.
vehicle. Put that in front of the camera.
Lamborghini. That's a Lamborghini. I can see that. I can see that from over here. No. That's a Ferrari. That's a Ferrari.
Wait. Take a good look
Take
at it.
another look.
Take a look.
No. Turn it sideways. Turn it sideways, then. Turn it sideways so I can see it. The other way. Push it forward. Oh, that's a Ferrari.
Come on.
That's a Ferrari. No, Corvette.
There you
Corvette,
go.
No, the 2020. That's a new 2021 or 2022.
It's a
Corvette.
2021.
Oh, it's a
Jesus
2021.
Christ.
It's a new one.
Yes, a brand new Corvette, brand new.
Jesus.
Why did they do yellow? See, I don't like when they do it yellow because that's Ferrari's color is yellow. Corvette, if it's a Corvette, they need to paint a Corvette a crazy color.
I feel like
I'd go get that one vinyl wrapped. I'd do a lefty
let's go
Grimes
get that.
vinyl wrap
Well,
on it.
well, the thing is this: we have Herbie's repair shop right here on the intersection. so
you can see this here.
Yeah,
we're gonna make a garage.
I would take it to the repair shop and I would put a wrap on that Corvette and make it not yellow.
let's do that. Isn't yellow also a Lamborghini color?
Well, yellow, I mean, the way they do it is because they want to do common colors. So everybody would do red, black, and yellow because those are the most easy common colors. Ferrari has typically chose red, but they also do have yellow. Lamborghini now does all the colors under the fucking rainbow. So you can custom build on the Lamborghini website your ideal Lamborghini, and all you have to do is put it in your shopping cart and never get financing for it.
Really?
You can go build your dream Lamborghini if you want, but that was that Chevy 55 Chevy step side. I had a 57 step side, so I could stand on the side rails there. That's why everybody likes that truck because you can stand on the fenders. You literally, that's what it was designed for. That bed was designed to get in and out of, and that's why that step side's there. But the cab is cool. This is pretty much the same type of cab I had when I was my first car. But mine was a straight 6.3 on the tree when they gave it to me. And the first thing I did was blow the straight 6 engine. So it forced my dad to put the next best engine in there, and I convinced him to put a 350 in it. So I had an LS. By the time I got out of high school, my Chevy truck had an LS engine in it, a 350. Fuck yeah, I was one of the first kids that did it in my high school. I took the straight 6 out and the 3 on the tree and turned it into a four banger on the floor with I think mine had what's that back then, B&N shifter, slam shifter in the center console. Mine went so fast though, man. It's so fast. Those rear ends on that thing are geared towards drag racing because they're low end, so like 411 rear ends. And man, I literally got my license taken away because of that truck because I got 14 tickets in 11 and a half months.
14 tickets. Damn, young Lance.
I know, because I was driving around all the surrounding counties and they didn't realize I kept getting tickets in every other county because it was just it was a bright blue Chevy truck that looked like that was loud as fuck. So of course I'm going to get pulled over.
Right.
But the whole time I got those tickets, never got searched for weed, never got picked up or any of that kind of stuff because we never took drugs in my truck. Because we knew we were going to get pulled over, and we used to get pulled over constantly, bro. Mm-hmm. I was in high school. They always pull over. They harass high kids from 14 to 18.
Yeah, and those are, I mean, they violate everybody's rights, but they get away with violating rights of youngsters like that even more.
Well, they don't really have to. The thing about detaining kids, they said we didn't have mandatory curfews back then, but they just set arbitrary curfews. They would tell us we have to be in by dark sometimes. You guys don't need to be on the streets after the lights come on. And so if you were caught out on the streets after 10 o'clock or midnight, you were getting, if in a car and they knew you were a teenager, you're getting pulled over. All right. Now the Jeep on the right, I don't know if that's a Wrangler. The Jeep on your right next to you, Lefty, that's a Jeep. I don't know if that's, I think it's a 2-door Jeep. That's a 2-door. Yeah. And then you have a Mustang right in front of it.
I think it is a Wrangler.
Yeah, that's a nice Jeep. Is that a Wrangler? That's a Wrangler.
I think it is.
Forward. And then right in front of it, that is some 60-something Mustang.
60.
I drive
it's a weird.
64,
it's 64 and a half. Can you explain 64 and a half?
Okay.
Is that a thing?
Okay. The reason why the 64 and a half was technically the first year that Ford made the Mustang. And what most people don't have the 64 and a half because it was the production year right before the 65s came out and they were all limited in number. So, and the one that sold at Mecum, the best 64 and a half Ford Mustang like that just recently sold for $3.5 million.
Whoa.
It was the first 64 and a half that they just sold at Mecum for $3.5 million. It was kept pretty much complete, untouched in some dude's garage. And when they took it to Mecum, they got $3.5 million for it. Yeah, that's a cool. And that looks like a 57 right there.
Is this the same one? Is this red one?
No, the black one that the other guy's got his hands in. Not the black one, the little blue one.
The blue
that's
one?
a small one. That looks like that's another Chevy. That looks like a 57. That's definitely a 57.
Show him that again.
That's another 56. 56 or 55. Blue.
Yeah, these are both 55s.
Yeah, 55.
55. And you can tell because the wraparound window. See how it has the 55s and the 56 had that wraparound window.
In the front there like that. Or the
in the front and back.
And the back. I see that. Both are wraparound.
See how it wraps around?
Yeah,
the
I see
glass
that.
curves around. Talk about hard to get that glass because they don't bend glass like that anymore for cars. Mm-hmm. You notice all the car windows are flat now. Because it's easy to make the glass. If you had one of these trucks and you were driving down the street and you broke that front window, you would have to get that special order because they have to go and they have to bend the edges of a big glass like that. It's fucking crazy. Oh, that's funny. Do you have a white one? Do you have a white one now? You should have a red one, a blue one, and a white one so that you can deliver weed on 4th of July in your red, white, and blue Chevys.
That's a good idea. Yes. Red, white, and blue Chevy.
You need to get the red, white, and blue Chevys for the fucking... And then what you need to do is you need to make a bunch of hay bales that look like fucking weed, and you just put a bunch of hay bales. Okay, now that is...
What do we got there?
If I'm not mistaken, dude, I'm not real good on these. That looks like a... That's in the 40s or 30s, and it's a two-door... I don't know if it's a Studebaker. No, it's a fucking Buick. It's like a Buick or something like that. Is it a Buick? Or maybe that's a Chevy. Hold on, I can't tell. No, that's a Chevy. So that's a fucking 49 fucking Chevy? Bel Air, maybe? I don't know. What is it? Flip it up underneath and tell me what it is.
All right, I want you to guess this one. Come on. Because this is look at the front.
I know. It's a Chevy.
It's not a Chevy.
It's not a Chevy.
It's not a Chevy?
No.
Then it's a Pontiac or what it does in the front. I can't recognize it because of the emblem in the front. It will give it away. Headlights will get it away. Maybe that's a Buick. It's not a Mercury, is it?
I like that we stumped him because he's good.
Cadillac? Is it a
Cadillac?
Then?
It's a Cadillac.
What year?
Yeah.
What year Cadillac?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say this right now. Chevy is Cadillac, motherfucker. When I said Chevy, I saw that thing, but Cadillac is the highest level.
That's great.
It goes Chevy, GMC, Cadillac, and Cadillac is Chevy's pristine whatever or overpriced. We used to call them the overpriced hogs. So if you want to pay, you can go get back in the day. You could get a Chevy that looked just like this, but if you didn't want all the extras and all that stuff, they just wouldn't put the Cadillac badge on it. And my dad used to call him, why would I buy a Cadillac? I can get the same thing in Chevy.
I love getting like info like that. I would have never known that. That's
Most people don't know that the Chevy we still do today. We only have two. We actually have three. Chevy has all three still. They do Chevrolet, GMC, and there's Cadillac. Those are all Chevys. Yep. It's cool.
How about this one?
I'm actually getting fucking high as hell with you right now. I've actually been baking. And you know what's funny? I'm smoking out of a Yankee pipe. It's actually got the Yankee emblem on it. Oh, that's an FJ. That's a Toyota fucking FJ. I want to say that's a 2000 or 2003 FJ.
Look at the date on
Come
that.
on.
I thought maybe he wouldn't get that one.
Oh my God.
What year?
It's in the 2000s, isn't it?
What year?
It doesn't say the year. Hold on, wait.
Maybe the sticker's over
The
it.
sticker might be with the year. Hold on.
It's either going to be a 2000 to 2005 because they only made it for like 5 years.
It doesn't give no.
Doesn't give a year. Really?
No year on this.
You want to know why? Because they made it from 2000 to 2005. They stopped selling the FJs. Like if you want a cool four-wheel drive truck and you want to pick one up, you want to get that right now. That's what everybody wants is that little FJ because you can make that thing. You can make that thing all decked out for overlanding and stuff. Dude, flip it the other way. It's probably another. Flip it the other way. I can't see the grill. Let me see the grill. See, those are all Chevys. And if it says Cadillac, you're being fucking sold a bill of goods.
All right, show him this one.
Oh, here's a good one. All right. Oh, this is easy. I know what this one is.
Do you?
Yeah, I even know that one.
I just don't know what year that is. It's like a 49 or 50 fucking Cadillac or something.
The same one as the other. 53.
It was a 53.
That Mustang, that if it has the year on it, I'm gonna say that's a 65. 65. It's not a. It could be a 66.
Oh, here we go again with the 64.5 stuff.
Okay, so that matches your blue one over there. See that now you got a blue Mustang and a white Mustang. Now you need a red one.
Oh, yes, we do need a red one.
Red, white, and blue. So you got a bunch of good Chevy colors, or you got Mustang colors and you got good Chevy colors. So you got one of each color.
All right, we got one more.
Because that's what you can do. You can just line your streets on like 4th of July with your different colored cars.
What about this black truck, Lance? Do you know what that is?
You see, set it down. Just set it on top of that Mustang because that Mustang's a piece of shit. They came with a 289. It's a Ford. No, hold on a second. That's a Ford Raptor.
Is it? What year is that?
That's a Ford Raptor, probably. What do they say with them? They call them Ford Raptor something or Toyota. Is that a Ford? Is this a Ford on the front? I can't tell.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's a Ford Raptor. You have to do that when you're driving around because y'all are always around fucking cars out there. I'm sure there's all kinds of cars out on the fucking East Coast.
Bad drivers too.
Well, you know what I've been watching on Amazon? Car crash TV, and all the car crashes come out of Eastern Europe and Russia. And like the Ukraine and stuff,
yeah,
they beat us hands down over there.
Russia's got a lot of crazy videos.
Yeah, the videos are just nar. Well, that's fucking cool. Well, how long are y'all gonna play with cars tonight? You're gonna do it all night?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
that's cool. What other ones do you have? How many? Because you have a bunch. We have two streets. So what's down the other street?
I've been grabbing them.
The other street here, I'll show you.
What's down the other street?
Let me show you. Oh, wait, there's a bug.
As he's pulling them out, you should be handing them to Lefty, and then you can show them off. And then we got a model car show going here for the 2 other people that are watching. And
you know what? That camera should be down by the computer more, I think.
Oh, that'd be cool. Do y'all have any Army ones? You should line the streets with Army ones too.
Put it down on the computer, like clip it on the top of the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
Clip it like
there you go.
Fold it up. Yeah, fold it up, and then
right.
You can bend the camera up. So yeah.
There you go. Now you can see. You're almost there.
Almost there. Now push it up.
Yeah, I can see. I can then put it around over. Then you got to turn it over towards Lefty. I can see you real well. There you go. There's your back street. Is that a back street? Yeah. Put it on the back alley. You should have built an alley too.
Oh, yeah. Lower it down a little bit, and you got it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, right there.
And a little bit to the right. Get me in there a little bit.
To you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
You can move the whole computer if you want. Move the whole TV if you have to.
Yeah. Just slide it around.
Yeah, turn the whole
bit
TV.
there now. You can
it's
put
falling.
Lefty in.
You want to tape it? There's tape there. Isn't there tape right there?
God, this is what's so fucking. Oh, it's so fucking crazy about.
Oh, see,
this is what sucks about home-built studios. Lower? You're never going to be done with it.
Yeah, a little lower. I know.
Yeah,
a little
actually,
lower.
That's good. That's fine. I can see you, Lefty.
Right there.
And, yeah, that's fine.
That's a great shot right there.
Because you can see your cancer patient. What does it say? Cancer patients growing weed to go to jail for 5 years, but growing weed for what is it?
Money.
But growing for money is okay in New
Jersey.
Jersey. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. That's it. Well, I don't have cancer, but I can come there and fucking MS some weed. I'll MS the shit out of that weed.
MS sucks. How does the Texas weather affect your MS? Because it's hot down there.
Well, they kind of fudge the numbers sometimes, and they said everybody was going to be 100 this week in Texas. My temperature this afternoon was 75 degrees in the morning. I didn't get up. I don't think I got up over 100. Let me see what my temperature is right now. I am. What does it say? Come on now. I'm 92 right now, but we had a nice morning, and it's been getting hot. I know it's hot in Austin now. Austin is 100 plus. San Antonio's 100 plus. Houston's 100. Dallas is 100. So everybody's hot as fuck. And that's fine. That's fine with me. I live up here so far north so that it doesn't, the temperatures for me are pretty moderate. And the MS, it's, you know, it gets affected by a lot of other things, you know. It gets affected by my diet. It gets affected by, you know, how much weed I smoke, you know. And I've been real good lately since before 420 to start stocking up. And, you know, I had a real rough beginning of 2022, motherfuckers.
Well,
So-
how's it going now? A little better, huh?
Well, we're June now. We're mid-year.
Yeah.
This season's almost half over, and so
Very true.
I feel like, you know, for you guys, it's awesome because I feel like you guys are making some super strides in New York and New Jersey. But I think the best thing that's happened lately was when New Mexico went fucking full legal. Did you hear all the stories that was coming out of New Mexico?
No.
Okay. New Mexico, when they legalized on April 1st. So April 1st is April Fool's Day. Everybody started lining up on March 31st at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon in Las Cruces, waiting for it to tick off at midnight. And everybody that was in line was from Texas. Nobody from New Mexico had even showed up to get in line yet. It was so hilarious because it sends a signal. It sends a signal to Texas that Texas needs to go full recreational and stop fucking around. But we're just like the buddy. What was the guy's name on that was on first? What was he talking about? Delaware?
Chris, yeah.
It's Chris.
Okay, he was saying that Delaware is the only people that can't elect to make changes to their constitution. Guess what? Texas doesn't. All of ours has to go through our legislature too. So we're one of those states that doesn't. The citizenry can't affect constitutional amendments. State constitutional, not U.S. So state constitutional amendments. So with New Mexico, when it went legal, everybody just assumed that I'm not going to get pulled over at a checkpoint. So everybody drove to Las Cruces, which is 10 miles away from El Paso. And if you live down I-10 past Fort Stockton, which a lot of people do, you have to drive through a fucking Border Patrol checkpoint, and they assumed they weren't going to get their weed taken from them. They assumed wrong. So there was a lot of people that got stopped, but I think the first week when they went legal, they made $9 million. And it just went incrementally after that. And just recently, they confiscated 19.5 pounds from what they considered an illegal shop in Clovis because he couldn't track and trace his weed. So they went in and got 19.5 pounds of herb flour. They got a bunch of oil and a bunch of wax. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. We're like, even the battle is, we have to take the battle to the states that need to really change. And Texas doesn't need to change their gun laws. They need to change their pot laws, because as long as people can smoke their weed, less people will be shooting motherfuckers. That's the truth around here. And the crazy thing is, these mass shootings and all that stuff that they're trying to blame on whatever gun or whatever this. No, the reason why people are doing the things they're doing is because they're fucking stressed out. They're at the end of their ropes. So it's time to, you know, I'm glad that New Jersey and New York is starting to do that thing, because that's going to make it a nice vacation spot. You know, I might be able to come up there and be able to do what I need to do, you know, pending on whether or not I can get my electric chair wherever I need to get it to. But I got a plan to get into some of y'all's shops. I've seen the size of that curb. I got a mag liner that'll lay right there, like the UPS guys carry. I'll carry my yellow mag liner around, and I'll just pull that thing right up to it, drop it right in front of a store, and roll right the fuck in. Because I know how to get up over that curb. I've gotten up a few of them. So when you did that "Hey Hey Ho Ho" song, man, what is it? Hey Hey Ho Ho, the step is whatever it is. The step is a wall
has got
thing.
to go.
Yeah, ugly step has got to go.
Hey hey,
Yeah.
ho ho. Your wheelchair access
When
really
you
blows.
passed up one, I kept saying I could get over that one. I could get over that one. I can get over that one. 'Cause I got one in the back of Magliner. Everybody's seen them. They're either yellow or black, and all the UPS guys carry them to roll shit in. to the stores. So the reason why those stores don't have ramps on the front, even if they had needed them, is because the UPS and everybody brings their own ramps. And that's kind of key, I think, to beat some of those things, is that not only do you, since you're a nonprofit, figure out how we can get a bunch of these plastic ramps to everybody instead of you making them. Dude, recycled plastic ramps from Magliner, where they're taking trash out of the garbage pile, the great garbage pile from that the ocean project, and you can just have those things. We could, I'd get big. They usually do yellow or black. I would do yellow because you'd want it to stick out the most as possible. And we could walk up and down Main Street dropping that thing in front of stores and rolling right the fuck in, and they'd be all surprised. Hey, how'd you guys get in here? Hey, what's going on?
Start knocking shit over.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about knocking stuff over.
Just kidding.
I
Just kidding.
We could, no,
but
but
yes.
you can accident, because things happen. I've bumped into a few things, but I don't ride around in a Walmart scooter. I got a turtle and a rabbit. I got my low setting is turtle, and I never keep it on that thing. So I go between turtle and rabbit. I stick it on rabbit all the time. So, sorry, bump, boom, psh. If I bumped into something, they're responsible for having to pick up that shit in their stores. And I understand they don't want us in there because it's like a bull in a china shop. I get it. But that's the point. You need to be able to give somebody like myself access to your store now because you legalized weed. Because I have a case for wanting to go into your store now. I literally have a case because not only do I have an ADA case, and that's the thing that these people in the departments don't understand. You have, with me not being able to get into your store, I can march up and down a Main Street, and every store that doesn't allow to have me to have access, it turns into an ADA case. In an American Disabilities Act case, people don't like to get, you literally send them a letter, and they'll start sending money to you if they find out that you're a nonprofit. And that's what's crazy, that these fucking, and they could benefit from it, and they're going to start benefiting from it because they're going to tax it and they're going to do all this stuff. So if they're going to tax it in the name of patients or in the name of whatever, recreational whatever, since we started this shit, the medical patients started it way back in the day. So we have precedent over everybody. They don't understand. All the recreational people think they're going to take control of the market. No, it's like, no, were you around in 96? And they're like, what do you mean? It's like, were you a part of the patient movement in California in 1996? And if they say no, I was like, then we precede you. Get the fuck out of my way. I have a wheelchair sitting right here. I'm handicapped. You're not. Get the fuck out the way. And you can do that to people because those blue placards, they're like gold in some areas of the country because the less places that are out here, they've already ADA'd everything, man. I literally couldn't go, like if I wanted to go to a courthouse or a police station, there is no place I can't get into without a scooter. And this is my civic center. Like for graduation, when I went to the Hodgetown, I literally went from my truck, parked at the baseball field, went by the Civic Center, by the new baseball stadium, went across the street, had dinner at Joe's Tacos, came back. Shout out to Joe's Tacos, by the way. Anyways.
Nice.
Anyway, and then back out to be able to go to the ground level of the baseball stadium and into a box, all on my scooter. Didn't have to get up once for graduation because I was not only a VIP, but we had our special little box for our family. So, that's an example that it needs to be set in other places because don't make me start rolling around on my scooter. And the only reason why I'm out in front of your store is because I can't get in. You don't want that from me because I'll get into your store. Because I fit into some of the tightest spots in Huntington Beach when I was out there. I can get my scooter even on Huntington Beach into some of the tightest surf shops that have, fiberglass boards all over the walls and not ding any of those boards. So I can drive it in there. I know where to park. I can go up and down Main Street all times. Did it a number of times in Huntington Beach. So the example needs to be set that if you're going to do it and you're going to say you're a medicinal or recreational or whatever state, you really need to think about what that means on a federal level. Because us patients, if we have a blue placard, which I have one that's good until 2025, October of 2025 is when I got to turn in my blue placard to get new ones. So that means you have to listen to me. And if I'm on the road, beep, beep, get out the way. beep, beep, get out the way. And if you don't get out of the way, or if I get knocked over in a crosswalk, God forbid if I get hit in a crosswalk and I survive, the person that hit me is going to have to fucking pay out their fucking nose. Not only their insurance company, but I could sue the city for not making a safe crosswalk for a fucking for a patient that's in a wheelchair. Because I don't know how many times I've been that someone tried to knock me out of my wheelchair and was stopped by somebody saying, "Hey, you don't want to do that." And they're like, "Why?" It's like, you knock a handicapped person out of his wheelchair, you'll never see the light of day again. Especially out in places like California, because if somebody will see that and they will literally tackle that man and arrest him or beat him up. I saw so much shit on Main Street in Huntington Beach, from a wheelchair angle, and nobody, especially an electric scooter, nobody ever came near me because they knew if I landed, fell, whatever. What's your story? Why is this? And because there's cops everywhere, there's cameras everywhere. They'll say, "What happened to this handicapped guy that you knocked out of his wheelchair? What was up with that?" You know, because then it could turn into some serious felony charges or criminal charges for people, because that's assault. That literally is assault. And I think about that when I see you when you're out doing those live things. It's like, yeah, even though you can get up out of your chair, I can't. But if somebody knocks you out of that chair while you're in it with a blue placard,
They're in big trouble.
I would pity the fool that did that to me if I was in anywhere of those tight spaces like that. Because like, you don't understand. One thing you haven't added to your Main Street were your cameras. You have to put up now you have to put up cameras all along your light poles and all that stuff. Because that's what it is. If you go down, most people are looking down at the street, so they don't see what's above them. If you walk down any main street in the U.S. now or along any sort of major downtown area, there are absolute cameras everywhere. And so, you know, what are you going to do? And I'm happy to be. Some people say, well, do you like being crippled? Do you mind being in a wheelchair? I was like, not now. I would have been if I was a year old. But since I made it to my mid-40s before I got thrown into a wheelchair, I'm perfectly fine with it. You know, and a lot of people don't know how to adjust into their chairs, and I adjusted finally, but I can get in and out of mine, and I can do what I got to do. I can go to the doctor, and if I didn't have flat sidewalks and access to get into my hospital or to get into, you know, one of these other diagnostic centers that I have to go to, please. You know, I wouldn't be sitting in a rent house. I'd be owning a freaking mansion right now, but nobody's taken the bait yet.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
The only person has to pick me up because sometimes I'll hit, because mine's a 3-wheeler. I don't have the base of the 4. Mine's a tri-wheeler, a 3-wheeler one. It's the one with the single front wheel and the 2 rear wheels. And so mine's kind of top heavy. And if I hit a hole, I will fall out of this thing. And so I try to avoid potholes. I try to avoid all kinds of stuff because I don't want to fall out of my chair. Because if it gets caught on camera and nobody's standing around me, they're going to think I'm fooling stuff. That's a good spot for that camera. That's really right down Main Street, dude. Or whatever it is. That's a good camera. Is that next to is that an ambulance or is that a rent to own truck right there? Is that a panel truck?
We got an ambulance right here.
On the other side. Is that a panel van? Is that your rent to own delivery truck?
We got a post office truck.
Oh, it's a post office truck. That's the best. It's the mail truck. That's the person that brings the weed to the town.
Yeah, we've been doing deliveries in that.
That's what. Yeah, most people don't realize that the USPS has been our best delivery service for. I mean, I don't know how many years, man. How many years has it been? I don't know. When did people start mailing weed? The 60s? I don't remember. I wasn't around. I know for sure we were mailing it in the 80s.
Yeah, definitely the 80s.
So, but now we're in the 2020s. So, what have we been doing it for 60 plus years? Because I remember hearing stories about them catching books of acid in post office stuff, and people used to coat the stamps and stuff, and that's how the DEA got onto LSD. That a lot of it got hooked up in the postal service because of rumors that were started by some crazy man saying that LSD is going to kill you.
Yeah, there's a Brian Wilson line in Smile where he says, "You'll feel better when we send you off in your letter." And he's referring to
and then he kind of gave it away, but that didn't stop him from sending sheets and books through the mail. A bunch of it's been caught since the 60s for sure. for sure.
How would they know?
Someone tipped them off, or they put it up. If you had it in an envelope that was kind of see-through, if you looked it up and there was a checkerboard looking thing, if it looked like a book, a sheet looks like a sheet, a book, they could look it up into the light, and if they saw little tiny squares, you're out.
Should have had the white on white.
Yeah, but if we never, excuse me, I never shipped anything like that in the mail. But back in the day, people used to, from San Francisco, just take an 8x10 envelope, because the sheets are not small, but a book is the same size of an 8x10 piece of paper. So they would put them in 8x11 or whatever envelopes and just put them. Some people would just mass mail it and just do it to random fucking people. But literally back in the 60s, they started mailing LSD back in the 60s, and they perfected it by the 80s and the 90s. It's crazy. But pre-2000, San Francisco used to be the place. It sucks now that it's not the place, but everybody used to congregate there and get their fucking tabs on, and then it would they couldn't take it with them, so they would all stop at the post office and start mailing it out of San Francisco. It would just mail it out.
Acid is super fun.
Wow.
And that's why, because I don't know, most Lefty knows, because he's an 80s kid like me. You know, I remember what it was like in the 80s and the 90s, and back in high school I graduated in 89. I think, Lefty, you graduated in 88?
86.
86. So, yeah, see, I was 89. So, you know, we were in high school together, basically. You know? And that time period, man, shit, it was free fucking flowing from what I remember.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Especially the blotter. Like, blotter was real popular. Liquid, you couldn't get liquid unless you went to San Francisco.
We had window pane.
Yeah. I think the first one I did was a one that had a star. It had just a red star on it, and they called it Red Star. That's what I remember. I did some window pane, but it wasn't 60s window pane. It was fucking 80s window pane. So, you know, they always had weird names like that. But the crazy thing that I learned, the names started changing because people started making their own blanks. In blanks, they'd use construction paper, and they'd get that little, that little roller that makes perforations. And people would make their own blanks. So people started photocopying pictures of, like, Leary's face, everybody's faces, and making these designs, and then that's how they made their books. So what it ended up happening, if they put it up to the light, they would look in and see artwork and not just a blank sheet of paper with a bunch of lines on it.
Interesting.
They got real smart where they weren't even putting the perforations on it, and they would just send it through the mail, like it looked like a picture of George Washington or whatever on it, and then you get it. And then people were getting their small little pieces and couldn't tell what the piece was, you know. But some people had these ones that the designs, the book looked the same as the sheet. So if you had just the 100, it would still look like the 1,000 when you got all the way to the top. And by the way, folks, this is for your information only. This is information only for your FYI. I don't want to be letting out all the 80s secrets, but we pretty much had it dialed back then. You know, and by the 90s, a lot more of the illegal, you know, trade of misuse of the postal system happened. That's how we got onto that subject, is by talking about the USPS there.
Right.
And I've been doing my job sending small Amazon orders through them, because, you know, that's the one thing that they bitched about, that they weren't getting paid enough by Amazon. So I've been making sure I've been using my Prime free shipping through Amazon a lot. So hopefully the U.S. and I don't do big orders. I'm doing like little small things, so they don't bitch about them not fitting in the mailbox. You know, I'm doing good. I've slowed down on mail of ordering car parts from Amazon. So they got right around my birthday. I did a whole month through the October, from the 1st of October to the 31st. I ordered a different thing from Amazon, so a piece of mail would come every other day. And just to see who would show up. Okay, this one's big enough for UPS, or this is big enough for FedEx. But the postal guys, they'll bring it. They'll bring it. If it'll fit in my mailbox, they'll bring it. So, and they know what fits in my mailbox, because they'll just pick it up and go, yeah, that'll fit. Yeah, that'll fit. You know. But cool. Well, that's cool, man. That's interesting how we got on the tangent with the cars and stuff, and
Yeah, that was fun.
better than talking about. We can talk about weed all day long.
Well, right. That's why, like, hearing you talk about the cars. Anytime you hear someone talk about something that they're passionate about, it's infectious, and I always enjoy hearing someone.
Well, for me, it's unfortunate that I was from Texas. I guess people say it was like, oh, you were born in Texas, that must suck. And I was like, really not, because the information I just gave you, I learned all about cars from my uncle, and my uncle used to take me to his car lots and just point at cars and tell me what they were. And so now I've learned by just like at sight. I can look at them. And like looking at your Corvette up there, the yellow Corvette, from a distance, can't really see it. But if I get up close, I was like, oh, yeah, that's a new Corvette. Or as I get close up, oh, yeah, that's a GT2. I didn't know it was a GT2, but the GT3 RS, the 3 RS just came out. So anything before the new one that came out. Wow, is that a sponsor? CannaSense, cultivating responsible use, cannabis use. That's cool, man. If you put shit up, I can read it for you. I can read all the banners. That's cool, man. It's coming along, man. How you got your setup. I remember the first time I came on, you couldn't even get the on the back with the wall, the green screen for the pot plants. The fields wouldn't. I remember the fields couldn't come up. You could. It was bleeding through stuff.
It was terrible.
Yeah, Lefty's done a lot of good work over look what we've got now here.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I know, because that upper to the left, it's above the name, because that's caused by the banner. That kind of fuzzy on top, it looks like that's caused by the banner or something in the corner back there.
Yeah. It could be a lighting issue. It could be because there's a shadow. There's a shadow there.
Yeah, if there's a shadow up there, it's a solid green wall. Is it a solid green wall? Yeah, it's a solid green wall. So as long as it's solid, it tries to bleed through. Oh, that's fucked up, dude.
It's a little better.
And yeah. You should work on getting a floating joint that goes from your mouth and floats to his mouth.
Yeah,
his floating joint.
Yeah,
it floats back and forth.
Or like a plane on a stick or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to do something real, you need to go to the hobby shop. Go find a miniature plane you could zip over to him.
Lefty, zip line plane, come on, come on,
Yeah,
come on,
no.
come on, dude.
Go,
Zip line plane. We
literally.
hook it up to there, right? We put a little anchor on that part, like over by the cabinet, and then we put an anchor up here in the corner of the room.
Yep.
And then we slide it
use
down.
fishing line.
Yep.
You use fishing line so you can't see the line.
Yep.
And whenever the plane comes, he could zip the plane to you.
All right, we're doing that.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would still work, man.
Yeah.
It sucks that you have to take your equipment with you, man. It really does. I'm going to say that right now. God, because I could imagine the nightmare of ever putting everything away, putting it in a bucket, and then coming back and having to set it up how you like it.
Yeah, you get spaghetti cords.
Yeah.
He always deals with the tangled up spaghetti cords.
I have a solution for that, man. Start using those little wire barrels. Find you some wire barrels and just start wrapping your wires around little barrels. Like, you know, I remember Monster Cable used to come in around a plastic barrel.
Yes.
I would start finding those, or you can use paper towel rollers. That's another thing we used to do. You feed one end through the paper towel roller, and then you wrap it around, and then the cable won't get tangled, and then it also won't fuck up your cables too.
Nice little hack.
I like that.
Definitely organizing your cables. If not, start using zip ties. After every freaking podcast, you zip tie everything together, and you know which one it is and where it is. Because I can imagine what you have to undo and do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knows how to do all the setup. Obviously, when I'm with him, I try to help him untangle all the cables. That's like that's the main thing I'm trying to do.
It's a
to help him.
nightmare because you're going from a computer. You're not only going from a computer, but you're going from a mixer. You have one level up from me. I don't have a mixer. So I have a screen. I can do a side by sides. I can pretty much do Zoom, I think, because I can log into Zoom. So, but in here, in the microphone, in the camera, it's all set up because my kid used it for college. So he's, this is definitely something that I'm not going to let it go. That's why it's logged in for his name. I'm not ever going to get rid of this because I can freaking some people fucking log on. It's like this, Brendan Blaze, man, what happened to his ass? Well, you don't want to know, but I can still log into his computer. I fucking hacked that shit. I came in here, didn't know any of the passwords, and I hacked into his shit by using what everybody uses as passwords as pot smokers. I fucking did it, dude. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I just hacked his password. And then once I got onto his computer, then I can get into his studio stuff and his streaming stuff. So he definitely left me a gem, too. It's a gem. I think the whole system, when you look at the pictures, Lefty, in your messenger, I think he did this whole system for when he got money back from his college school. He set it up last year, and when he got his money back for school, they sent him a refund check of what he's allowed to have, and he would get between $5,000 and $6,000, and he dropped his whole $5,000 on this studio. And I always told him, I was like, well, if the school find out what you did with the money, I think they'll be pretty proud. So it's cool. Oh, look at that! That's a real sign back there, Lefty. What is it? New Jersey homegrown. Is that your fantasy plate? Is that what you want to be made?
Yeah. Vanity plate, yeah.
Yeah.
No, fantasy. I call them, if it's not real, that's a fantasy plate. That's a fantasy. That's not a real one, dude. If you can get New Jersey to issue that one to you, because that would be the one to get.
Let's make a fake one for your front.
I would either get homegrown, or I would get there was one thing they used to call it. What was it? There was a website. What the fuck was those ones back in the day? They were the name of the early websites. I forgot. There was 420.com and Overgrow. I would put Overgrow, and instead of homegrown, I would put Overgrow, which means you would because the whole idea is to overgrow the planet. And then since you have the handicap one, I actually have a patch with that symbol on it, and I'm gonna put it on my jumper whenever I get a new jumper. I'm gonna get a new gray or green. I haven't decided jumper, and I've got a bunch of handicap pot patches like that, and I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna put them on that jumper. So whenever I'm cruising around and I'm sitting in my wheelchair, they can look down, and if they don't look closely, they can't tell he's got a bong in his hand. I was like, oh, there's just a handicap guy. But if you don't look closely, you don't know he has a bong in his hand. But I don't know, man. It'll be a long time for Jersey time. And then they give you the little pot leaf on the left. Dude, have you gotten approval for this? I think you should actually go in and say, hey, I need this license plate made for me, and make it in bright blue. Bright blue, please. I wonder if they do it for you, Lefty. You think they do it for you?
I doubt it. Not to know it's me.
Why not, man? You have to have your car, and it's a handicap car, and now it's legal.
They'd be
You
like,
have to have it. You need an official. If it's one of the, is that one of them yellow license plates? So it's got yellow on it.
Here we show
Or the
you.
yellow and the orange. Shit. No, we're gonna redesign that bitch. It needs to be all green, and say New Jersey in the background, and then we'll have a big blue handicap guy. Yeah, no, you need to change the color of that. It needs to be all green. It can say New Jersey, put the pot leaf there, and instead of saying homegrown, say Overgrow. You can keep the Jeff's log, but you're going to have to change everything to green, and then in the background, change it to a lighter green. Sorry, those are regular New Jersey license plates. We don't need those.
and instead of Garden State, we can have Get Lit.
Yeah, right. We can change it, but no, we need to be able to. You need to be able to have the right to design your own license plate now, because you're a legal weed, handicap, medicinal, whatever you want to call it. That's not going to work for me now. I like the handicap in the middle, but I can change that up to where it'll be exclusive to me and only to patients. That would be nice. I wonder if they'd let me stamp that in the prison after I come there and get arrested. Hey, I'm going to design my own license plate for you guys. You mind? Yeah, I'll give you the design for free. And we'd end up having, this is a commemorative license plate for when New Jersey, y'all just did it in 2021, I guess? 2021? And now it's legal 2022?
Yeah, it just got legal this year.
Awesome. So 2022, so you guys can change a bunch of stuff on that. Dude, you had a car crash on Main Street, dude. Look at that. The Porsche hit the back of the back of the Mustang.
Yeah,
dude,
well,
Porsche's gonna have to pay that Mustang a lot of
the guy in the
money.
Porsche, he had too many cocktails.
The problem is everybody thinks the Porsche is more expensive. If that's a 64.5, they just that Porsche hit a $3.5 million Mustang these days. The last one that went at auction, the first one went for $3.5 million, and then that Porsche that is only worth about $350,000 just fucked up a fucking $3.5 million car.
Yep.
And then he careened him into that 57 Corvette right there.
Yeah. And also a little collateral damage on the Volkswagen Beetle there.
The Beetle. Yeah. So yeah, you're talking.
And the driver and the Beetle's a little freaking out because they just ate an eighth of mushrooms.
Yeah, right. So yeah, he's the guy there. He's going to be. He's going to definitely be paying all of us.
He didn't ask for that.
The Porsche guy is going to pay the Mustang guy, and the Mustang guy is, and then the Beetle guy and the Corvette guy are all going to get paid.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is cool, dude. I can't believe you fucking did this, man.
Head on. That was a head on. That was a head on.
Oh, that sounded great.
Yeah. Ooh, can we try to get one to like ride up on the other hood and like knock off? Here, let's try to make another.
That is so cool.
Let's run over Bongholio.
Okay.
Let's kill Bongholio.
Okay, I always get excited for that.
Oh yeah, now we're not passing him. Now we're crashing him.
Face him this way.
Now I'm talking.
Okay.
Yeah, put Bongholio
So,
in the middle of the
this
street.
jerk in the middle of the street.
In the middle of your crosswalk, and then have him get run over.
Can you see him?
Bongholio.
Look at Bongholio like an idiot in the middle of the road.
There he goes.
What does he
Did
think's gonna happen?
Did you hear they're redoing Beavis and Butthead?
No, but that's great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
They're gonna do, instead of being Beavis and Butthead Takes America, that's called Beavis and Butthead Takes the Universe.
And they're grown up, right?
Yeah, no, it's space travel.
I'm gonna take.
They're
I'm
all
gonna take him right off his feet.
And then it's space travel. It's multiverse stuff. But they're going back and meeting their younger selves. It looks like.
That's great. Set him up again and hit him.
Boom! Oh, dude, he just took a spill. Holy shit! See, if that happened to you, Lefty, I swear to God, I'll get everything I can for your family. I will come after whoever did that for sure.
Well, let's recreate that because we have a little Lefty here, a little El Rampador.
Dude, if somebody hits you with a truck like that, dude, you're gonna take him over the top or run him over.
Oh, here goes El Rampador. El Rampador is trying to cross the street.
Look at El Rampador trying to cross the street, and he's in the crosswalk. He's in the crosswalk.
And I'm going the wrong way on the wrong way.
Let's see how Bayonne treats him.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, look! Oh, he's out of the chair.
Out of the chair, down the street.
Oh man!
Oh no, he rolled. Dude, your thing, you cartwheeled. That thing rolled like a. Dude, that's not gonna be good for us, man.
Watch, ready?
They better avoid that, or you know what? I may or may not survive that.
Here we go. Ready? El Rampador.
I don't think we'll see if that happens again, dude. Got to be in the crosswalk.
He was.
Got to be. You're gonna clip him. Oh, dude, the truck. That's not fair, dude. You flipped me out onto the curb, and now that thing is. Oh, that just drove it right into the camera.
Totally.
You're not gonna survive, man. So think about this. Think about that for a minute, man. People that are listening. I know there's only three people out there. Think about that. Me sitting in my wheelchair, I'm crossing in a crosswalk, and a big truck like that hit me. I'm dead. Because you're dead. You're just dead. That's a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
That's a death sentence. And I don't think people understand that enough. So I'm real close when I'm in the crosswalks for sure, but a lot of people aren't. And I think that some people think that, my electric scooter can take a pounding or whatever, but if somebody hits me just right on the side of my thing, I'm done. I'm not in a big truck like that. I'm on a little electric scooter. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck, dude.
Oh, Rampy. Rampy.
That's all right. At least you know what? You hit your head on the back. Oh no, now you fell out. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's good, dude. This is a good setup now. I'm really proud of it. I think it's good. I think it looks really good, man. And you know what? The more you keep doing stupid shit, more people keep fucking watching. So now it's about time to start auto-tuning Pink Floyd. So,
yes. Oh, that's right.
I think you should put on Dark Side of the Moon and auto-tune it so bad that nobody could understand it, that it's Dark Side of the Moon.
Love it.
Yeah, what was I doing that night, Mikey? What was I was auto-tuning, what song?
Was it Comfortably Numb?
Was that
Comfortably
it?
Numb. You didn't just do one. You did many. Because I figured out, that's when I figured it out. It was either Comfortably Numb or one of the songs. I was like, I looked over at the TV because I wasn't watching. I was just listening, and I looked over, and I realized that it was auto-tuned Comfortably Numb, and I was like, that's a genius idea. That's the only way YouTube will not take that stuff off.
Yeah.
Is if you auto-tune it so much that YouTube can't even figure out what song it is, they won't remove it.
Yep.
And some people, and
they
that's
don't know how.
That's, you just got to auto-tune the shit out of it. Like, make it so unrecognizable that nobody knows what it is.
We should auto-tune the entire wall. Start with In the Flesh and just end at the trial.
Yep. Imagine the fucking wall, dude. That's right there. That's over an hour. It's over an hour. If you did the whole album's over an hour. It's like 2 hours, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll even add in when the Tigers broke free, the movie version.
Oh my God. I like what was that the first Pink Floyd movies? I can't remember what it was. The one where they were in
Works?
We're in Pompeii.
Oh, Live at Pompeii. Yeah, that was great.
At Pompeii.
That was great.
I used to have that on DVD, and my kids, when they were younger, they wanted to watch a Pink Floyd video. They either had a choice between The Wall or Live at Pompeii, and they always chose Live at Pompeii because of they went to Pompeii, there was nobody there, and my kids were always fascinated that they were playing in this abandoned amphitheater. It was fucking cool, man.
My favorite part of that documentary is at one point David Gilmour and Roger Waters are talking about us and them, and they're playing it in the studio, and then they go back and forth, and he's like, I like it a little less toppy. And he's, no, more toppy. I want it more toppy, not less toppy.
Toppy, yeah, toppy. I know. Their best, believe it or not, their performance ones in the movie are the best. When they just sit there and fuck around.
Yeah, like echoes.
It makes me unhappy because I know how much Roger and David hated each other or still hate each other, and Roger's gone now, dude, and David can't make up. Roger died on David, or David fucking didn't do his job and reconcile with Roger, because
they did have that incredible reunion, Live 8. Remember that when they all got back together? That was crazy.
When they all got back together, everybody fucking lost their shit.
That was nuts.
Yes.
That happened, and then it didn't again, because then the drummer died, Nick Mason.
Yep.
And Sid Barrett was live at that point when they did the Live 8 concert. I was like, if Sid Barrett comes out, oh my God.
If he comes out, I'm going to flip my lid.
Freaking.
But no, it was cool to see Roger and David play together. But for me, when they split up, David was the only one putting out music. So for anybody that became a fan in my time period, we all loved David Gilmour. But we understood who Roger Waters was because everybody knew about The Wall and, Dark Side of the Moon. Everybody knew when they played their stuff together. But after they broke up, it really became, because Pulse is all David Gilmour. So you look at Pink Floyd Pulse, which I think is one of the better modern ones that they did.
Did you follow Roger Waters' solo career, like Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking, Radio Chaos, and Used to Death?
I didn't like Roger's solo career because of the fact
because it got very different, unique,
Well, when he did his, didn't he do a time in Vegas? He did a stint in Vegas. He did it for a while, and I didn't see any of his stuff in Vegas, but I heard that his stuff that he did on his solo stuff sounded nothing like what he did with Pink Floyd.
No, it didn't. It was very different. He had, I always liked Roger Waters of Pink Floyd, and I loved his solo stuff, and it was very different than Pink Floyd. It was much more, I don't really know what the word is, but he had Eric Clapton tour with him on Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a badass tour.
That's the fucked up thing, that people think that when Roger and David were fighting, that Roger didn't get along with everybody else.
He had Eric Clapton after that.
He knew Clapton. He knew, what's the guy from Led Zeppelin? God dang it. Not the lead guy. Well, he knew both of those guys. He knew Led Zeppelin.
Jimmy Page.
Yeah. So he knew all those guys, man. So it was cool that time period. But that was when we actually had good musicians. Now we don't have good musicians now, man. We have people. The thing is, the new generation of kids are all now being raised by people like me, and my kids all listen to on some of their things. They have Pink Floyd. They have, Led Zeppelin. They know which ones to go and get the good classic rock. My kids got a Tom Petty and a Heartbreakers radio. Mm-hmm. They know the good music because their parents are all raised on music. I don't know. I didn't know any kid in my kids' classes and all that stuff that didn't have a good collection of music. Oh, that's awesome. Now you gotta move a camera. See, you need to get some like remote cameras. We need to set something on the budget. Hey, people, send in money for remote cameras that are Wi-Fi, so we can be modern here on a miniature scale, and we can take little mini miniature scale ones. Wow, we're up to four. Who are all these people that are in the chat? Hey, gang. I can't believe I can still see the chat.
I think I need a different vehicle for this. See what I'm trying to do here? I need a larger vehicle. Give me the mail truck for this.
Yeah, the mail truck, dude. If you're gonna run something over, you got to run him over with a federal vehicle.
Very true.
Do it. Get the U.S. Postal Service to run over a handicapped person. Oh,
let's
my
involve
God.
them. Okay.
Oh, no.
Let's see now.
That's what it'd look like getting hit by a mail truck. That'd so suck.
All right, so there's two women in the middle of the intersection.
That would so suck, man. You don't know. People don't realize how much that would suck.
It's gonna miss them.
Dude, this is the latest I've been up in a long time. This feels good. That's what happens when you smoke sativas. It'll make you stay up past your bedtime.
Not enough power.
It's that vehicle.
I need something with more power.
The ambulance.
Give me the Jeep.
Yeah, go ahead. No, get the FJ. Take that FJ and run
It's
your
got
fuck
power.
over.
All right, let's try
Take
this
the FJ, or get the Corvette.
See?
Ooh,
See, it's too heavy.
Took her out.
It's too. This camera is very heavy, and it's got a tail.
Your angle.
And it has a tail. I have to like.
It looks better when it's all chaotic. Cause
Oh, I know.
Oh.
Oh!
My God. Call another ambulance.
Send it to me. Try to send it to me. I'll try to tether it again.
Okay.
dude, I can't do it, man. That's POV.
It's crazy.
We can see that POV from the mail truck.
I gotta tape
It's just
this.
make believe, but let's hit a dog.
I need to tape it.
Let's hit a dog.
Yeah, let's make believe. Let's see it hit a dog. Holy shit! Make sure it's not a big dog.
He's an average sized dog. He'll die.
He'll die. He'll definitely get run over.
Definitely.
Yeah, that one's gone.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Give me some power here, Scotty.
Say goodnight, Fido.
Oh, jeez. I feel bad.
Oh, missed him.
I did that on purpose.
Missed him.
I missed him on purpose.
Oh, that's good. Oh no, right into the Cadillac.
You want the pickup truck, maybe?
Is it? No, I tried the pickup. That
Oh,
don't
he's
work.
weaker.
Oh.
I need to get some tape on this thing. That's the one thing.
What? Don't you have any of your black gaffer's tape?
I
Use
have-
the black gaffer's tape and just circle it around. And
I have
stick
electrical
that bitch
tape in the
on.
car.
I got tape somewhere around here.
Yeah. But you know what? The view is good. And now, is this photos or is this recreation of where do you live? What downtown? What's the city?
This is
you're in?
49th Avenue C.
Yeah, this is like
Yeah,
one
let me
block
see.
away.
Oh, really? So y'all have taken the pictures and you've digitized them so they make it look like.
Yeah, every time I come to hang out with Lefty, I go past the intersection and then get here and look at the little intersection. And he does the same thing. When we drive through the intersection, he does the same thing. He starts envisioning the project because we've been working on it, just spending time on it. You know, like every inch of it.
And we're going to go back and forth with our videos. We're going to go back into Fantasyland and then back out of
Yes.
Fantasyland to make like PSAs.
Right. So we're gonna make an appearance at the bagel
Like
shop.
The great thing of what you can do, Lefty, is like the other guy was saying, double entendres. Because you can change the definition of what something means by just changing the meaning or the definition. So the national on 7/10 Patient Appreciation Day in California, they flip it over. And it's oil day. So everybody in July 10th is what everybody goes out and does their dabs and all that shit, because that's, instead of being 420 dab day, it's oil day. And that's where they flip it upside down on that. No matter what, July 10th is the dab day.
Yeah, well, we're gonna steal it. We're taking it back from
Yeah.
for the
we
patients.
take it back, and you just you don't flip it.
It's a
and you just
Robin
say,
Hood
no,
theft.
It's 7/10, July 10th, Patient Appreciation Day, because you know what? Patients did it first, and they need the appreciation and the respect that we did it first. We literally did it first, and if they want to say you didn't, I beg to differ.
And we're
'Cause
only
I can
human.
prove-
We're used to getting robbed by price gouging, and we'd like to just rob back a day.
Well, yeah, that's fine. You can rob back. We can rob back a day, but we can also change the definition of what that day means.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always heard when I was growing up that 420 meant it was like Hitler's birthday or whatever, and so they tried to demonize April 20th for a long time.
It was also
And now-
it was also Columbine.
Columbine, and you know what? I don't. Columbine. Okay, fine. A kid went into a thing, and they want to start shooting up the fucking school, and they went. But guess what? Guess what drugs those kids were on? They weren't on weed. They were on all those
SSRIs.
The Dylan Klebold and all that stuff. They were taking the mind altering drugs. So that's my that's where you get into the situation, and we have to realize the DARE programs, and everybody knows the drug awareness resistance education stuff. Those programs, the kids changed that one and changed it to drugs are really excellent. And that's how it all got flipped around back in those time period, because we always used to commandeer their meanings because we had to have our code words. Dude, that Corvette looks cool as shit to the right. It's got the weed on it. That's awesome.
It does.
Dude, the Corvette looks good.
It does.
It's got you can't even tell what kind of wrap it is, but it looks like you. But if you got up close, you'd go, this motherfucker wrapped a Corvette.
Wrap that
bud.
shit in weed.
Some fool wrapped that thing in weed. How did they do that?
That's a weed wrap.
Amazing.
Oh, I get it. Weed wrap. Huh, I see what he did.
Weed wrap. You better be watching with this. You better start, what do you call that? Getting your LLC on some of these suggestions, because somebody could steal some of these ideas. I can see. I wonder if BMW would have a problem you using, because if it's recreated, I wonder if they see it. BMW would say cease and desist, and we'd say it doesn't stand for Bavarian Motor Works. It stands for Bud. What is it? Bud Motors Works or something.
Yeah,
You could just even change it.
I think we want as many in cease and desist order as possible.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's
You know
the whole
what?
point.
If you get them, it will be interesting to see if BMW takes the time to fucking send a podcast that's got 3 watchers a cease and desist letter.
Right.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, we
That's
want
a nice
that.
little
We want that.
Let's
yeah.
do that.
Let's get a fucking let's get a cease and desist letter from BMW, and then you can post it up and say, look what BMW
Yeah,
sent me.
I mean,
they want me to stop.
To be honest with this whole project, I've been trying to think of how we can infringe in some other kinds of
Yeah,
rights
who
and
can we
bring
offend?
attention to this.
How do we offend more
You
people?
know what? That other one across from the angle that you have right now, you need to put Amazon, Target. You need to put everybody on the big pink building across the way. That one intersection, start making it look like Times Square. Throw up everything that's in Times Square on that side. Do it like somebody did at the old gas stations and then NASCAR that shit.
Just put a
You
bill.
start finding NASCAR stickers and stuff, and on the other wall, don't do the old ones. Get all the new sponsors, and we'll see how many. We'll see how many of them send you a cease and desist letter.
That'd be great. That'd be
Because
great.
you know that big, you can see you see the red Chevy across from the red Chevy on that big building with the trees and stuff. Take that building, pepper that building. Go to the right, pepper that building. I would put them all up, but I wouldn't put, and you know what? Maybe if you want, I would maybe recreate some graffiti and stuff. But other than that, shit, piss off Banksy. Put Banksy up there. Go recreate some Banksys.
Awesome idea. Yeah, we'll do the girl with the balloon.
Yeah, girl's balloon. You know what? Do the girl's balloon with it half eaten by the thing when it got put in the shredder.
Yeah,
That would be-
or we could do, instead of a balloon, it could be a weed leaf.
Yeah, that's funny.
Bite right off of him.
That's funny. Yeah, you know where he got that from? You know there was a movie back in the day called Red Balloon, Little Red Balloon or something like that. We all saw it in school, and then they based that he based that on that
On that concept.
on that concept, because it was a girl. It was that red balloon. How that little girl would hold the balloon and it'd get away from her, and it floated across and back and forth across the Berlin Wall. That's where they got that idea, or he got that idea, because he was in England. For sure, but he's so good. It's funny but he's so fucking expensive now, and back in the day, nobody used to give a shit about Banksy.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, his shit became fucking all the rage, which I find very, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I love all the one of my favorite art projects or art things was the banana duct tape to the wall.
That's hilarious.
I love that so much. I love it.
People were going
They were
up
going
and grabbing
crazy
the banana.
over it. They were going
looked so
crazy
real,
over it.
People were grabbing the banana.
They didn't understand it.
Just where'd y'all pepper those? They were all in the subways. I bet they were everywhere. That's cool. Yeah, see, that's the great thing about over in New York and New Jersey and stuff. You guys, that's the area that started you guys started all of that street art. You can be credited for starting that shit.
Lance, we have another guest that we have coming on in a minute. So can we talk about the 710 event?
Yeah.
This is going to be a national event. Is there any way you think you could take part and tell us about the Texas problems?
Yeah, I mean, I can do it. That's what I'm saying. I have access to Zoom, and I just don't know. We can figure out my microphone. We'll get it all. We'll have to do a Zoom call before so I can get on with my camera and stuff to be able to make sure I can connect. We'll do a practice run, but yeah sure. I don't mind doing a part of it. Yeah, I can do July, especially July 10th, because that's the middle of the summer.
Right on. Cool. Right on. Thank you, brother. I'm going to add you to the flyer. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll put you on the flyer. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, and just I don't know. I'm not going to be at the State House, but I can definitely come on and be up here and sit in my studio.
That's fine. That's great.
And they can see what's going on here in Texas, and I can explain if everybody would like me to explain stuff that's going on here, so that they kind of understand.
Right on.
They got to understand that we're all going. We have all the same basic problems, but we're handling all those problems differently.
Right.
And we have. And there's a ton of us out here that have been doing it since, the 90s, the 80s. There's a lot of people that started in the movement in like 1982, like when I started smoking in 82. And then by the time I was by 95, I mean, I was full on it in the mid 90s all the way through the 2000s. So especially here in Texas, that's important because back in those days, I would spend some significant time in jail if I got busted with a quarter of weed, much less a joint. So, if you got busted with an ounce back then, you were doing 10 to 15 years sometimes, depending on how much you had and where you had it. So, yeah, I can talk about where we come from and where we're going. But Texas, I think we're going to stay this little slight tinge of green until Texas relents, because the amount of people that are driving across the border from other states coming into Texas, whether they live here or the surrounding states, Texas ain't going to have any choice now, because the majority of their people getting pulled over are all going to have weed. All going to have it. Well, good. Yeah, the 710 event, it's going to be good. I think it'll be help. Hopefully, more people from a different state want to set in from other states, whether they're in a state house or whatever. Maybe you can get that. Don't you have people in Florida too?
Yeah, we're getting Florida. We have the Oregon State House and the Sacramento State House. That'll
be fucked up because Oregon and Sacramento right now is a shit show. And if anybody wants to blame why we're having such a problem for the movement, is because of Kamala Harris and what happened in Sacramento. Do y'all want to blame all the problems on it? Because that's where all our problems started when she flipped California and they turned from 215 to 215 to 64. So yeah, it'd be interesting how many people would want to log on from all the different other states. That would be cool.
Yeah, it should be fun. So we'll talk again soon before that. And
all right. Well, you guys have a good night and keep streaming, dude. You've been on for, does it say 2 hours? see if you can hit 3.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later,
brother.
man.
Take care, Lance.
See you, man.
Bye.
Right on.
We always go hours without even realizing what time it is.
Let's see if this works. No. Of course it doesn't work. miss her.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 3.
Oops. Yeah, we went a little long. I hope we didn't miss our window. Oh, there we go. I might have called the wrong phone, too. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to get my speaker to work. Can you hear me? Oh, hold on. Nope, not yet. Nope, there we go. There we go. Okay, I know you can hear me now. Hi, Zoe.
Hey, how's everything?
Good. What's going on?
Whew, it's been a long week. How's everything with you?
Oh, I watched your week, and it was a week from hell. It's like, what's going on down there? Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh, it's been absolutely bonkers. I mean, well, our third vote on a cannabis legalization bill, basically, we got a 3/5 supermajority through both the House and the Senate. We had bipartisan support on HB 371 in the House. And then, of course, the bills had been separated. There's a long history with it. So I don't know how much you want to go into with all that. But here in the state of Delaware, not only do we not have voter initiative like most of the states that have legalized, including your state in New Jersey, as well as Maryland, who's about to vote on it in November. And not only that, we have this issue with a 3/5 supermajority vote hurdle. So it's like a filibuster like vote hurdle for any bill that involves licensing fees or taxes, which creating the regulated market does. And trust me, we have gone at it a million different ways to try to even remove those things from the bill, but it's just not something that lawmakers are willing to do. However, after the fourth version of the bill failed back in March, the lawmakers were willing to split the bills into two pieces of legislation, where one bill would only need a simple majority to pass, and that was HB 371, that simply removed the civil and criminal penalties and legalized cannabis for adults 21 and older. It ended the searches. It ended, police contact for just simple possession offenses, and it also defelonized gifting without remuneration. So right now here in the state of Delaware, it's actually still a felony, even if you share a joint, really, even though that part of it's not necessarily enforced that much. It is still enforced. I've seen it, over the years, where somebody has given cannabis to somebody and been, charged with felony offenses and whatnot. So that bill did all that. It was a simple majority bill. The other bill came back and regulated it. So the day that the regulation bill went up for a vote, HB 371, the one that just legalized cannabis, had already passed the House and already passed the Senate, like I said, with a 3/5 supermajority. And then the House went back to vote on 372. Now, this is something that actually a lot of people don't know. And the media here in the state of Delaware hasn't been covering for whatever reason, is that the governor actually sent his staff down to Legislative Hall and requested, or rather demanded, HB 371. The morning of HB 372, so the morning that the regulation bill was supposed to go through the House. So then he basically texted many Democrats. He communicated with both caucuses, both the House Democratic caucus as well as the House Republican caucus, and said that he was going to veto HB 371. And the support for HB 372 was pretty tenuous because we have conservative Democrats, even though they have the supermajority in both chambers, we have a lot of conservative Democrats that are just kind of, really obstructing this measure. Speaker of the House, Pete Schwarzkopf, is former law enforcement. So he sided with law enforcement through this whole thing. But he was one of the tenuous votes on 372. he basically pledged he could never vote to legalize it, which was what 371 did. But we could pass that without his vote. But after we legalize it, that he would, of course, want to regulate it because he wouldn't want it to just be criminal market or gray market activity. So his vote was contingent on 371 passing. And what it sounds like is that he and the governor and law enforcement and a handful of others basically conspired to kill 371 so that 372 didn't pass. And so, like I said, back to the day 372 was up for a vote. The governor comes, gets the bill, and then tells everyone he's going to veto it. But doesn't because he's actually quarantined for COVID. He just tells everybody that. So then fast forward to the vote on 372, and we have lawmakers saying they can't vote for 372 because the governor's already said he's going to veto 371. There was some major, backroom discussions of some sort. They were in caucus for hours. And then they came out, people were still saying they weren't going to vote, but then at the last minute, the people that said they weren't going to vote voted, and then one member who was a co-sponsor ended up being absent, I guess, because of COVID, but he was on the video, and then he had shut his video off and didn't vote on the bill. So the bill failed by one vote in the House, and that bill needed the 3/5 supermajority. So I don't know if this is too much in the weeds, but anyway, so a couple days later, the governor vetoes 371. Our organization, Delaware Normal, and our coalition called for an override. We had an override rally on Tuesday. We had lawmakers. We had 25 organizations join us throughout the state of Delaware. We had everyone calling for an override, including the Democratic Party leadership. And we're lucky that we have Representative Ed Ozinski, the prime sponsor, because he basically called a vote on the veto override, even though he didn't have the votes to pass it, just so everybody knew going into this election term, where these lawmakers' allegiance lie. And it certainly wasn't with the will of the people. And we had a number of lawmakers, including co-sponsors, change their vote. And incidentally, the same amount of votes that we garnered the first time around would have been enough to override the veto, that 3/5 supermajority. However, when they changed their votes, we ended up getting a 20 to 1 vote with one of the prime sponsors and leader of the Democrats. She's part of the leadership in the House, changed her vote to abstaining. We had a number of co-sponsors vote no, and a few of the previous people had voted yes, changed their vote to no as well. So it failed by 5 votes, and it's very unlikely that there's going to be any more movement on cannabis legalization here in the state of Delaware for this year, because there's 10 legislative days left in Delaware's legislative session, and there's not a lot of will, considering the fact that the governor will likely only veto that piece of legislation. And now things get tense in June, so it's very unlikely. Sorry to tell that long story.
No, it's needed because there's a lot of backstory to what's going on here, and you guys have been fighting an amazing fight. You had an amazing rally. How did you get all those politicians all together in one place? I mean, it was great. I mean, it's hard to get 3 people to agree on anything anymore, and you got everyone together. It was a great job.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. We had an amazing team. Delaware Normal, Laura Scher, Olivia Noggle from Marijuana Policy Project that helps with our coalition, Andrea Brown Clark, ABC. I mean, our entire amazing team here in Delaware. I mean, this has been fought, on the backs of citizens that have band together. I mean, we have an amazing team here in Delaware. So we did have a great rally. We also have some great prime sponsors that are very, very adamant to passing cannabis legalization, even if it's not this year. They're going to keep working as hard as they can, and they were more than happy to come out and, you know, definitely support the rally and the override and share their thoughts and opinions about how messed up this is and what happened. So
what's next, and how can people help?
oh my goodness. Well, we're going to stay diligent. We're never going to stop fighting. I mean, I keep trying to tell everyone, like, you know, this movement has been around a very long time, since the beginning of Prohibition, really. And, you know, it's not going to end with, you know, the veto of HB 371 here in Delaware. You know, this movement is much bigger than any one person, any one single event, and certainly any one single bill. So we're going to keep fighting. We're never going to give up, ever, until we get legalization, even if we're a prohibition sandwich between New Jersey and Maryland. You know, we'll just keep fighting. We're going to keep doing our citizen lobbying, keep doing all of our outreach and public education, and we're probably going to have another rally before they end session, especially if there's no other movement. So we're just kind of planning the next step. We're also going to do a Know Your Rights seminar, because obviously there's going to be so many people that continue to be affected by cannabis prohibition, arrested, you know, searched against their will, and, you know, warrantless searches. And then, of course, people are still being strip searched here in the state of Delaware. So, you know, educating the public about how they can protect themselves from, you know, these police interactions, and how they can, you know, assert their rights, hopefully safely, without, you know, any retribution from law enforcement, things like that. So just really getting the word out about, you know, that part of it. And, you know, as a patient advocate as well, we have medical patients here in the state of Delaware. There's actually a video on my Facebook of 2 patients that were searched simply because law enforcement said that they had to determine if their cannabis was in an official dispensary package, which obviously opens up a whole other can of worms, because they should be legally protected from those type of searches. And there's you know, certainly a lot of protections that were written into the Medical Marijuana Act. And then secondly, because their rights were completely violated. That was the other thing. But also because we have such a limited market here in the state of Delaware that's completely controlled by MSOs. And, you know, they're selling this super high priced cannabis. Our patients are basically paying some of the highest priced cannabis in their entire country, while Columbia Care and all these different dispensaries tout record high price or record high profits, specifically in Delaware, with Delaware being their most profitable markets because of the limited licensing available. You know, they're basically an oligopoly that's dominating the market. So then you have law enforcement basically doing their bidding, because they're making sure that, oh, you have to have your weed in a dispensary package, meaning if you can't afford the medical cannabis that's being sold here in the state of Delaware, then I guess they're alleging that you should be subjected to criminal law enforcement, you know, searches and all types of different charges and whatnot. The patients that were in the video that you see on my Facebook page were charged with felonies for just having, you know, a little over an ounce of cannabis on them, being medical cannabis patients with a valid medical cannabis card and a significant qualifying condition, regardless if they did or not, but they did. And, you know, they were within their legal limit, and they were arrested, and not only arrested for just possession, charged with intent to distribute. So a felony charge. And this is what's happening in Delaware while lawmakers sit, you know, on the sidelines and allow this to continue. So we're going to keep fighting.
Absolutely disgusting. Really.
Yeah, that is
It's-
really unbelievable.
I just can't believe what that
Legal card holders,
I-
an ounce.
Yeah, it was like it was somewhere between an ounce and 2 ounces. But here in the state of Delaware, patients can have 6 ounces. But we have a patient here in Delaware, Joseph Taylor, who just got out of jail for doing 7.5 years on a 20-year sentence. For having just a little over 6 ounces.
What?
Years ago. Yeah, it was really bad.
While being a
And-
legal card holder?
Well, so now he's a legal card holder for a condition that he's had since he was a child.
Right,
but
I see.
He didn't have healthcare access in
Uh-huh.
2014, and actually, we didn't even have a dispensary
So
at
he,
that time. Anyway, they were issuing cards, but it was very hard to get one. But
yeah, so he just got the
you know,
full
and his
criminal
condition
treatment.
Sorry, say it again.
He just got the full criminal treatment is what happened then.
Yeah, 20-year sentence, and luckily it was commuted. But you know, and then he was released, but he was on house arrest for a long time, and he actually just recently cut off probation.
Thank
but
God.
he's been doing
Jeez.
amazing. I couldn't even imagine.
The poor guy
7.5
going through all
years.
that. Ugh. That's horrible.
It's happening all over, though. I mean, patients are suffering everywhere. And, like, over here in New Jersey, they're creating a whole new Jim Crow. Because when I was protesting Senator Scutari's office, who's holding up the home grow for New Jersey, a lot of people came up to me, and they're like, what's with the sign for home grow? Pot's legal. And I'm like, no, it's you go to jail for 5 years for growing weed. And everybody that came up to me, and it was all black and brown people in Linden, every person came up to me that said they couldn't believe that it was illegal to grow weed because they voted on cultivation. It was in what we voted on. We voted for this, yet it's not what we have. It's only rich people that can grow weed. So they created a whole new Jim Crow in New Jersey. I don't know what they're going to do in Delaware. I'm glad that they have an advocate like you because that's a shit show down there, Zoe. Oh, my God. They need someone like you to help.
Yeah, we applaud you for all the
Thank
good
you.
work you're doing.
Thank you for your leadership on this because it's a mess.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for the kind words. But like I said, it's a team effort here in Delaware. We have an amazing team working on it. It's not just Delaware Can, it's Delaware Normal. And, you know, we have veterans. We have all these organizations fighting with us like ACLU Delaware, Delaware Center for Justice, Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League. I mean, so many different organizations. And it's crazy because it's like so many voices and we still can't overcome, you know, the obstruction. And, you know, it's mainly law enforcement and the lawmakers siding with law enforcement. So it's really, like you said, a shit show.
Yeah, we have cops in Jersey can smoke weed now.
I saw that.
Yeah, we're very excited about that.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Because that would be like a big step in the right direction for interactions with police.
Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they say? If everyone in the world smoked a joint at the same time, we'd have world peace for 2 hours, right? Like,
Yeah.
cops
Yeah.
need weed.
And they also say if you put 5 guys in a room and they all drink, they get into a fight. You put 5 guys in a room, you give them weed, they start a band.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was on the radio earlier here at 105.9, and it's a more conservative station. And of course, if you listen to Fox News, you know, smoking weed makes you violent. So that was one of the questions that was asked of me earlier, and it was just like so dumbfounding. It's like, how could you even like?
What kind of
because
question
that's
is
what
that?
people do when they smoke weed. They get violent, and it's not alcohol, right? It's like it's ridiculous.
Right.
Wow.
We get some
The ignorance that's out there.
violent hunger.
But the media is trying to create an agenda. That's what they're trying. They have an agenda. They're trying to keep their agenda. That's what they have. And they're going to fire away with their shitty agenda.
But that's what all they're left with now.
That's
is
all
that,
they have.
They're saying
That's
it
it.
causes violence.
That's it. Lies. They're going to go back to... They can't
Right.
use the racial stuff anymore. They can't use the sexism anymore. But they'll use that. They'll use whatever else they can.
Yeah.
Throw at the wall and shit show.
Oh my gosh, it was funny. I had a message from this she's like a grandmother that, you know, comes to our lobby days. She's a consumer all her life. But it was so funny. She called me. She was like, I saw this Fox News article where they were saying that smoking weed is causing these mass shootings and causing violence and whatnot. And she's like, I've been smoking weed for 35 years and I've never laid a hand on anybody but to hug them. And I was like, oh, I just wanted to hug her. Like, why are you watching Fox News anyway?
That's the first time I've heard the mass shootings linked to weed.
Wow.
That's great.
Laura Ingraham, it was on there. You have to check it out. It's horrible.
They'll say anything at this point. They're like they're on their last thread.
Yeah,
it's over.
exactly.
It's over. They're on their last thread, and now they're just saying lies, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep, that's what's happening in the other states, you know, that haven't legalized. And, you know, so even like the prohibitionists that have like admitted like, okay, this is inevitable, but now they're attacking THC and potency. That was another question that I was asked earlier by the media. So like, you know, like they're like, oh, if we can't stop legalization, let's stop, you know, high THC and like high potency and good quality cannabis and just like screw the market up that way, you know, like more obstruction. Because like if you ban those things, you're just gonna have people, you know, go into the gray market or another state or whatever. So you know, it's like an attack on THC. I've noticed like over like the last few years. I don't know if you've noticed that too, but that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, there was a prohibitionist that a lot of us patients encountered who was doing a lot of work with this group called New Jersey Ramp, and it was all fear mongering, and he was trying to he was going all around the state saying a bunch of lies and stuff. And my favorite was when he called concentrates high octane. Remember that, Lefty? Oh, yeah. High octane. Yeah. He said the concentrates now are at percentages where it's high octane.
You want that upgraded shit?
High octane. I'm still waiting to get my high octane concentrates.
Oh my gosh, that's like a mega pint, right? High octane.
High octane. That's how much the fear mongering. It was so juiced into high gear that he couldn't even just say concentrates and say that the percentages were high. High octane. Woo. That sounds
nice
flaring.
narrative.
I want some of that.
Yeah, I want some of that too.
Sounds gassy.
I got some high octane here.
Yeah.
Might as well use it.
There you go.
So, Zoe, I'm very excited about 7/10 being our day. We're taking Patients' Day back from the stoners. They're trying to turn it into a stoner holiday, and we're taking it back for the sick and the dying.
Yeah, we're going to bank on the fact that they're going to forget about it after a year or two, and it's just going to be Patient Day.
You stoners will forget. Don't worry.
I took a jab at myself. Yes!
You're a patient first, though.
That's true.
And we're here to support patients, and we want to hear about all the problems that every state has on this call. And we have Oregon, Texas, California, Delaware, Maine. I think we have Maine, and Florida. We're going to work on Florida.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. That's a great start, actually.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're coast to coast at least. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You're an awesome organizer. Thanks for putting that together, Lefty. That's so awesome.
Well, we could use any help you can give us because I know talk about organizing. So if you know anybody in other states that would want to take part, would you be able to take part from your state house or no? Is that asking too much?
Like I said, I think Delaware Normal is planning something that day, so I have to check in with them because we want to definitely support whatever they're doing that day. And I know there's like a few other things going on.
Right on. Will they be at the State House?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I really don't know. We'll have to ask Laura Scher, the executive director, but yeah, we'll definitely get, some patients involved and, raise awareness. And I'm so grateful that you asked us to be a part of this.
Yeah, let's do it. Awesome. I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah, because you guys have a story down there that's unbelievable. I just can't believe that that's still going on. Right over our borders. Right over the border.
So close.
It's right there.
Oh my gosh, patients are in, the medical program is in such bad shape. Like patients have been just like completely like forgotten about. They're still being like criminalized, treated like criminals.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it's not
completely exploited by the MSOs. Oh my gosh. The other part of this is that, so not only do they charge like almost $400 an ounce for like subpar cannabis. But Columbia Care, if you can't afford their cannabis, they have the solution: a credit card with a 25% interest rate. So you
What?
can go into debt for, basically trying to medicate yourself on their subpar high-priced cannabis.
What a horrible program, or whatever you want to call that.
It's really bad. It's horrible. So we'll definitely make sure, like on 710, we'll highlight those stories and what's happening here.
I'm sending Mike some dabs in a pickup truck. You haven't seen our set, but we have a huge set here. It's a diorama. And we have cars that we play with, and we pass each other. I packed this pickup full of weed, and I send him weed. And now I'm sending him some dabs. There we go. There you go, Mikey. Oh, that's so cool. This is so much fun.
Nice.
We're like kids over here.
I'm jealous.
Now, can you send me the badger?
I'm going to send you the badger now. Hold on. Send me the truck. Okay. And I'm going to send you the honey badger now. This is great.
So much fun.
This is fun. It's a heavy now. This is a heavy thing. It's a heavy load now.
That's right. I'm a heavy hitter.
Hold on now. This is great. This is not going to work. I need a bigger truck. I need the...
He just sped away. He said, I'm out of here.
Sorry. I need the mail truck or
Mail
something.
truck?
Yeah, give me the mail truck.
Okay. Postal truck.
It might not work either. This thing's pretty heavy.
Yeah, that one's got a weird... the wheels are on that one are weird.
Oh,
See how loud?
It works.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
So, Zoe, how can people reach you if they want to help out in Delaware? Is there a website that they can go to?
Yeah, definitely hit us up, DelawareCannabis.org. Volunteer at DelawareCannabis.org. My email's Zoe, Z-O-E, at DelawareCannabis.org. We're on all the social medias and whatnot. You can follow us at DelawareCan.org. And like I said, we'll have some events and probably some rallies. So we look forward to hopefully having some people from out of state join us and try to push back against the suppression here in Delaware.
Yeah, we're going to come down. I think me and Mikey will come down.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Bongholio? Maybe Bongholio?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring Bongholio and a Rapidor. Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely. We always do Repeal Day. It's the first Saturday in December, so put that on your calendar now. And it looks like we're going to have to do something, we're still going to have a rally. We're hoping to have more of a fundraiser into our Grow Delaware campaign, but it looks like it's going to be more of a fight.
It sure is, but that's okay. I'm ready for it. I'm definitely ready for a fight because we fight in Jersey still. We'll fight in Delaware, and we're going to make the trip down there. Yeah, it's about a 3-hour ride for me. Right, Mikey? But it's cool.
Yeah, about.
It's
probably.
a three blunt ride.
Yeah, that's it.
We could do a 3 blunt ride. We've done a 2 blunt ride together.
And at least a 1 Wawa stop.
And a 1 Wawa.
For a Monster drink, which I'm not endorsing. That shit's going to kill me.
You still drinking that Monster crap?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to stop. But
bro.
you know what? I'm just continuing to telling you that I'm trying to stop, and I'm not actually
Zoe,
trying to stop.
talk to him. Zoe, he needs to stop the Monster drinks. You don't do Monster drinks, do you?
I can't do caffeine. I'm already hype enough.
Yeah, I have really no excuses for it. It's just it's very addictive behavior, and it's
okay. It's not the worst addiction.
No, it's not the worst addiction, and that's my justification.
Okay,
that's what it is.
I'm not trying to help
go.
you.
You know,
I'm not trying to help you, but
I don't need the help. I have more justifications where that came from.
Oh man, what a show! Well, we're gonna end the show.
Can I give a shout out to Ken Walski before we end the show? Because he came down and spoke at our rally, and I should have mentioned that earlier. He's amazing, and he came down and, basically rebutted all the things that Governor Carney said in terms of, the harm to people and kids and Gateway and all that dumb stuff.
The children!
Shout out to Ken Walski and CMMNJ.
They are amazing, aren't they?
They are. I love Ken so much.
Yeah. It's a great organization, and Ken is just amazing.
Children.
He was the nurse in a prison. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
The guy has, come on.
Psychiatric prison, right?
Yeah, he was in a couple.
Yeah.
Both. Tough, yeah. So, amazing. The compassion, he has such compassion for people, Ken. Amazing guy. So, yeah. Zoe, thank you. You want to stay on while we end the show? We're just going to... We're going to play some audio, and then we're going to do our list. We have to add Lance Lance's son, Brandon, to the list.
Really?
Fortunately, yeah. He died back in February.
Oh, I'm so
And,
sorry.
yeah, it's his son. I mean, you should never have to see your son die.
How? How did it happen?
Accident.
Car accident?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we're going to add him to the list and
Damn, that's
remember
horrible.
him. I know.
Oh my god, that's really horrible.
Yeah. So he's just recovered. Lance is just recovering from all this. I'm sure he's listening right now, and we're sorry for
Yeah,
your loss.
my heart goes out.
I'm glad we got your mind off it for a while, but we have to bring it back to reality because this is what we do, and we have a list it's a very hurtful list at the end of our show. It's a helpful, hurtful, hopeful list, and I know it's very hurtful for you right now, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But we want to add them to our memorial list.
A lot of the humor that we use and the fun and the artwork is all used as some form of a coping mechanism for the fact that all of this stuff is really what's taking place, and that's what's the driving force from all of it.
Yeah. So we play I started playing a video of Jeff Oakes. Jeff Oakes is our friend. He passed away. He had stage 4 cancer, and he came out to these council meetings with that cancer, and he beat that cancer because it may have beat him physically, but it did not beat him spiritually. It did not beat him emotionally, and he inspired other people. And he was just an amazing person. So we play we have so much of Jeff's audio here. He lives on.
Yeah,
He really does live on.
And next time we do a podcast, you have to play the Sayreville night of Jeff.
Where is that one?
Sayreville, when we went there in 2019.
Is it? All right, hold on. I'll try to find
Or
it.
you know what it was? 2018, probably December, maybe-ish, something like that. But yeah, that was a night where he made a lot of good comments about the recreational industry and how it would affect patients. If I remember correctly, he noted on that, touched on that, and I don't think we've heard that speech on the podcast since you had went live that night. I don't think you've played that one, but I actually watched back that Sayreville night not too long ago, and I enjoyed his comments. And that whole night was actually great because remember we chased the chief of police out into the parking lot.
Yeah, Chief Zembrowski.
Yeah, he had made some papers in the comments in the papers, very anti-cannabis. That night, the topic was actually recreational, and that's actually when Mayor Reed showed up and started doing his stuff, his New Jersey ramp stuff, his lobbying.
I happen to be one of the foremost it's in the medical cannabis program that takes almost over probably 70,000 patients now. And I've publicly spoken at countless meetings along my friend Lefty here and the group that we work with.
Can you hear her,
Cross.
Jeff, Zoe?
We have an extensive
No,
amount
I
of patients
can't.
in our
Hold
group that speak all
Oh.
over, and many of us in the group are responsible for some of the improvements in the medical program that we know now as Jake's Law. I myself advocated publicly for unlimited monthly amounts for patients with terminal cancer. That's what I am tonight, standing before you here. Excuse me, I get a little. It's very emotional.
I think it paused.
What happened?
I don't know. It just stopped.
It stopped?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Still going.
Presentation of some.
This is a bad video.
What night was this?
I don't know. What is this? This is December 2019. What's going on here?
Yeah, but this isn't Sayreville.
common
No, I don't know what this is.
theme in health as similar as an aspirin would be
Sorry.
for pain,
Right.
and a safe alternative to opioids.
You can actually see
I
the
took
time
where the
frame
council stands. I
on
know
it when you look at his health.
You're looking for information. I before you was probably the foremost patient, like I said, in the program, and I invite any that you may have.
what a shame. This is not a good. Maybe it's the computer. I don't know.
It's probably a good
Vaping.
video, but your memory or something.
Instead of telling our kids vaping is bad, let's tell them the right way to do it. Because you know what? Kids vape too. You want to know why? Because they're in the medical marijuana program. So we shouldn't lie to our kids. We should tell them the truth about what cannabis is about and the potential that it has. Many of us say, well, we need more study. What more do we need? We did studies in 1976, I think, in the Medical University of Virginia, and they were looking for bad things from cannabis. You know what they found? They found that it reduces the size of the tumors. The federal government. And the woman that spoke here, I don't know her name, she had blonde hair.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where this is.
I can't place that.
They go hand very choppy. All right, well, I'll have a better one next week. Sorry about that.
And there's a lot of people that are in wheelchairs need cannabis. A lot of people.
Sorry. All right. But yeah, that's Jeff, and we have our list that we go through, and tonight we're going to add Brandon to that list. And I'll have to maybe get a picture, because I put pictures up here. When I don't read the list myself, I have pictures that I put up, which I didn't do yet. But like here, this is Sabina Rose. This is Cheryl Miller. Diane Ripatella. This is Marie. This is Joan Ford. Randy Robertson. Charlotte. Polly. Bill Buckman. Chad. This is Jeremy. This is Troy. Russ. Roger Barber. Jay Oleto. Ella. Hattie Koshel. Jake the Tank. Armando. Lynn. Sean. Joyce. Brian. Thorne Peters. Terry. Cher. Jaybird Brennan. Michael Dillon. Marley Sheen. And Red. And you heard Jeff Oakes. We need to get Jeff Oakes' picture back here. We lost that too. And that was Jeff Oakes. And Brandon. God bless you, Brandon. And these are our friends and family, and they're all either cannabis patients or needed to become cannabis patients. So hashtag Jeff's Law, hashtag They Shall Grow. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning,